RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
What's up? Oh my God. That sounded like hell. What's up? What's up? That's disgusting. Oh my God. Let's start that again. Hello, everyone. Jesus Christ. I didn't mean to do that in your ears. I'm so embarrassed. Look at my hair. I should be embarrassed about that, too. All right. Listen. Nice to see you all. Thank you. This is Tara Devlin, Unapologetic Liberal Talk. Hey, we do it anyway. That's what I say. It's not perfect. This is the liberal media. I hate to tell you. And we're up against it. And I got a lot of things to talk about tonight. You're very funny. Jim says, sounds and looks good. Thank you. Thank you. Not my voice, though. Actually, I am losing my voice. I feel like I'm a little under the weather. And I was looking at my eyes earlier, and they were all bloodshot. So I put some of that Lumina stuff. What is that? You know, that eye drop that's supposed to make your eyes white? I hope it worked. And, yeah, I'm just a little under the weather. Yesterday I felt a little sick in the eyes area. You know, like my eyes were kind of achy. But anyway, not to complain. What else? I have something else to complain about. I'm mad at Boudica. She fucks me good. I mean, excuse me. I mean, not in a good way. And I shouldn't curse. According to gurus of YouTube, you shouldn't curse within 2 minutes of starting the stream. And I did it again. Wow. I screwed myself again. So Boudica knocked over my entire computer desk today, and I put everything back together, and I have 2 external hard drives that are now broken. I don't know how she did it. Both of them will not mount, and I don't know. I'm lucky. I have a backup. It backs up to Dropbox. You know, I have to pay for that, but it's, she really screwed me good there, because that's 2. I don't even know what to do. I've been researching all day and trying to get it to work. So I had to order a new hard drive, and there goes not to complain, every damn gift card I got over Christmas is now going towards a new hard drive, Boudica. And then I was thinking, yeah, well, I could have had like 10 trips around the world if I didn't have these cats. But I don't know. I love them. I love animals. It's a curse and a blessing. So, and thank you, Jim, for your super chat, and also for being a moderator in the chat room. That's going to go towards a new hard drive. And thank goodness I have the backup. But the backup's a pain in the ass, because with Dropbox, they only allow a certain amount of whatever gigabytes or certain amount of data to be downloaded at the same time. So if I wanted to get a new hard drive and make that my old hard drive and put the old stuff on there, it's going to take a long time. It's very annoying. Yeah, it's kind of not her fault in a way, because I have this standing desk, and I guess it wasn't balanced correctly, and she jumped up on the, you know how it is. She likes to jump up on the ledge here, and she did it when I wasn't in the room. That's what happened, and I heard a big bang, and I came back in here, and everything was all over the place. It's really not a good way to start the day. So, yeah, that's true. Twisted Nerves Painting says, yep, cats can sure get into things, and yeah. How do you pronounce it? Kafra keeps flinging them off the counters, flinging your new dishes off the counters. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to get that spray thing for like every area of the house at this point. So, all right, well, that's my complaint, and I hope I don't encounter something like a piece of media or something that I need to access that happens to be on one of the drives that are broken. Oh, God, Boudica. One won't even turn on. I don't know why. And the other, I can hear it turning, but won't mount, and I don't even know what to do. I've been researching all day how to how to get it to mount, and and looking up different kinds of programs that do that, but I haven't been successful. So if anybody knows, that let me know. I'm on a Mac, so yeah, she's cute, but I think she knows I'm pissed, but she's sleeping. She don't give a shit. She's sleeping. She sleeps like an angel. She's very good when she's sleeping. Okay, it's really not her fault, but it is. I will make it her fault. All right, let's start. I don't even want to get in. We can talk about this all night because I'm that annoyed. So let's see. Where do we begin? Okay, it sucks already. All right, I hate to tell you, what was I saying earlier? That one way to approach this is that, oh, God damn it. Let me start off and say thank you, Charlie, from APS Radio News, too. Jesus Christ, what is wrong with me? Starting off the new year wrong. Thank you, Charlie, for all you do for the channel. I mean, really, keeping the show going and growing, and all your emotional support, too. That helps, and I appreciate that. It really does mean a lot to me. It may not seem it sometimes when I forget to plug APS Radio News, but it does. It matters, and it matters. It means a lot to me that you care about the show, care about me, because Charlie's always sending me emails telling me to get rest. Like try to decompress. Don't forget my blood pressure medicine, things like that. Like, to me, I think it's very sweet, and I appreciate that. That's the kind of community we're building here. So, and thank you for he's just a kind-hearted person, and loves animals, so that means a lot. So thank you, Charlie, and please forgive me. I hope to get my brain back in gear just one of these decades. So thank you, Charlie. So check out APS Radio News for some other independent media voices. That's Charlie's trying to help spread the message, spread the word. So, and also I want to thank patrons, patreon.com/Tara to helping the show, helping keeping the show going and growing. Yes, and yes, as Josie on the chat says, we all better stick together in 2025 because it will be a shitstorm. And okay, so today Johnson became the speaker again. Hey, he's really irritating. He's very fake. Don't they seem very fake to you, all of you? All of these Republicans, they're very plastic. They pretend to have emotion. Their emotion feels very fake, right? It's like they over-enunciate to compensate for the fact that it seems like they over-enunciate. Like Bobert does that, over-enunciate to seem like she's intelligent somehow. If she really hits every syllable, it means like she's not a moron. But I guess she did fail the GED 4 times, or pass it. Did she pass it on the 4th time? Fourth or 5th? After 3 or 4, who keeps counting, right? This is the kind of House of Representatives. This is the Republican Party. They're not sending their best, as Trader Trump would say. It's like they emptied out the insane asylums, and then they're all coming here. We should check the insane asylums from, at least the summer schools. Truly. And that's who they are. They're very ignorant people. And so when Johnson, and I'm not just saying that to be, they're ignorant. We got the receipts. I'm going to show you. And also I want to say that Poppy Champlin's going to be calling in at around 9:25 to discuss this madness. So 9:25, she says 9:25, 9:30, I don't know. She said 9:25. That's what she told me. Why not 9:30? I don't know. It might end up being 9:30. I just take my orders. and I proceed with the mission. So, Mike Johnson was sworn in. It's really irritating. Right after he was, they all, whatever. Okay, where do I begin? I ended up calling Hakeem Jeffries' office today to express my displeasure at, well, not really displeasure, or to kind of encourage him and Dems to, will you freaking fight already? Because both Hakeem Jeffries and Johnson spoke today. And it's like a tale of two speeches. Hold on a second. We'll be right back. This is Tara Devlin, Unapologetic Liberal Talk. All right, we're back. So, this is Tara Devlin, Unapologetic Liberal Talk. We're going to be speaking with Poppy Champlin, comedian extraordinaire, inductee in the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame. Not many people can say that, right? So, tale of two speeches. Hakeem Jeffries gave a speech, a very gracious speech, where he even, much to my irritation, mentioned that Traitor Trump was elected. Donald Trump was elected the 45th president or the 47th president of the United States. And they, of course, all cheered. And I don't know why he even put that in the speech, because it was just an invitation for them to act like baboons. Well, instead of me talking about the speech, let's go through it. And then we'll talk about Johnson, because Johnson's speech was nothing but lies and projections. I don't know, gaslighting, really, because they live in this world. In Traitor Trump's world, we're living in a shithole. America sucks. That cities are burned to the ground. The American people can't buy apples. There's this old lady I keep hearing about. She can't buy a fucking apple, which is bullshit. It's absolute. And frankly, if she can't buy an apple, thank a Republican, okay? Because it's not the Democrats cutting her lifelines. These are the fuckers that want people to live on scraps that fall from Elon Musk's fucking not even table. God knows. It's a disgrace. They create the problems, and then they point to the fact that the problems exist. But Hakeem Jeffries, as usual, is very gracious. Saying he'll work with anybody. He'll find common ground. The election is behind us. Now it's time to come together and govern. The Republicans can't govern. That's out of their league. And what Johnson promised is nothing but everything that's on Trump's wish list, really. All right, well, I don't even know. Let's begin with, I don't know, should I play this Hakeem Jeffries speech? Because what I want to get to, too, is that all right, here. Johnson, he literally made up a quote from Thomas Jefferson. He pulled this Thomas Jefferson prayer right out of his ass and read it into the congressional record. But not only that, he had apparently also read the same prayer at their so-called bipartisan prayer, non-denominational prayer meeting, breakfast, bullshit, goddamn religious, virtue signaling event that they had. So here, let's listen to Hakeem Jeffries first.
Speaker.
Here we go. Oh, this annoyed me too. Listen. Oh wait, yeah. He says, Speaker Emeritus. Fuck off. She annoys me because what she did to AOC.
Back in the chamber.
It's nice to have you back in the chamber. You did enough damage when you weren't in the chamber. Oh, wonderful.
Whip Clark, Chairman Aguilar, thank you for your kind and generous words of nomination. To my colleagues in government, new members of Congress, families, friends, all those assembled. It's a high honor and a distinct privilege to welcome you to the People's House and the 119th Congress. The Bible teaches us in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter.
It's like, what is, get away with this Bible shit constantly. Enough with this Bible. Democrats. And that's, I didn't say that to the person who answered the phone at Hakeem Jeffries' office, but I said, you know, I'm kind of sick of this, playing with this, you know, adulting, trying to pretend, let's act like adults, so in the hopes that Republicans will follow. They have no interest in having a rational government. They're trying to destroy this goddamn constitutionally limited democratic republic.
First verse, that for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. It's fair to say that in a democracy, there's a time to campaign and a time to govern.
Oh, really? Is there a time to call somebody horseface and a time to act like a...
This is a new
an
Congress.
Adult? I doubt it.
The American people need us as their elected representatives in this season to put down our partisan swords and pick up bipartisan plowshares.
What's so irritating?
It's time for us to come together.
Oh, wonderful. Whoopee-doopie. Yay. They're all standing ovation. But as you'll hear, Hakeem Jeffries, he lays out the facts. You know, Biden, the Biden economy is doing well. Yeah, but this is not the frame that happens every minute on any right-wing propaganda channel. And, of course, it doesn't sit well with the Republicans.
Not as Democrats or Republicans, but as Americans. To get things done for the people.
Getting what things?
In that spirit, House Democrats will work hard to find bipartisan common ground with our Republican colleagues in the incoming administration on any issue, whenever and wherever possible, in order to make life better for everyday Americans. For far too long in this country, the cost of living has gone up, but the size of the middle class has come down. Housing costs are too high. Grocery costs are too high. Childcare costs are too high.
And according to Republicans, that's because you know, there's too much regulation. There's not enough money going to the top. That's their answer to everything. And it is why we're in this boat. Why the American people have to pay more, you know, the working class pay more taxes than the 1%. Because, you know, you got to get some money from somewhere. And if you're not taxing the rich masters who pull your strings, you certainly got to get it from those who aren't politically connected, who don't, you know, who the ones who can't walk around the halls of Congress demanding meetings by walking through the halls like Elon Musk with his child/prop on his shoulders.
Insurance costs
you try doing
are
that.
too high. Utility costs are too high. America is too expensive. There are far too many people in this great country who for decades...
Hold on. We'll be right back. This is Tara Devlin, Unapologetic Liberal Talk. Come and join us. Join us. Oh, and thank you, Elise, for your super chat. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see you all on the chat at youtube.com/cfachannel/Tarabuster. We got a good group in there. Very lively group. Mike and Elise and Josie and Jim and Suzanne and JD. Nice to see you, JD. And Chew and Twisted Nerves Painting. Who else did I miss? Robyn, nice to see you. All right. Everybody's talking positivity in the chat. That's good. I should join the chat.
Have been struggling to live paycheck to paycheck. That is not acceptable in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. We need to build an affordable economy for hard-working American taxpayers.
All right. We don't want to watch this whole thing.
God bless you. God bless the House of Representatives.
Yeah,
May God continue to bless the United States.
God bless us all. All right. Thank you, sir. Can I have another? More, please. I feel like Oliver Twist here. Let's see. So Johnson, of course, doesn't have the same graciousness. But, before I begin, let me show you what the Republicans, how they reacted to the speaking of their dear leader's name.
Country.
Where is it?
See?
There we go.
There are no election deniers on our side of the aisle.
Here we go.
Public service.
All right.
Thank you. Two months ago, the American people elected Donald Trump as the 47th president of the United States of America.
Woo! Woo! Look at these monkeys. Wow! Wow! It's like they won the lottery. Wow, a dear leader. Please don't call me horseface. Please don't send your mob after me. Please, dear leader. Wow, wow. I'm surprised they even stopped applauding. It's like what happens in North Korea, where no one wants to be the first one who stops applauding. They might get murdered, but here they might get tweeted at. He might call them a fat pig or something, or low energy, or instead of someone who is doing a very good job. He's doing a very good job being a fascist lick spittle. Wow!
Thank you for that very generous.
But it's just so pathetic. Wow! It's like Oprah gave them a car. You get a car. Look under your seat. It's Donald Trump. It's Traitor Trump's hand groping under your dress. Wow! Grabbing you by the pussy. Look, he did. I mean, he's basically grabbing all those pussies right there. But they love it. And it's pathetic. Okay, well, let's get to Johnson. Let's start from the beginning.
One.
Here, I'll just forward it. He's such a fake ass. Oh my God. Look at his beard. His wife. Those poor kids. Yeah, this guy, I just want to say that, I don't know if we went through the history of Mike Johnson before and his wife. That Mike Johnson's wife was running some kind of like conversion therapy, gay conversion therapy, psych center or something like that, and that's where they met. And I do wonder if he's one of her clients. He reformed gay, because when you see them together, there's like zero sexual anything between them. Yes, and of course, Josie Justice on the chat says, doesn't Mike's son monitor his porn? Yeah, because that's all part of the ruse, too. Not only, it's very disgusting and really creepy to have your son monitor your masturbation habits, as if he is masturbating to heterosexual porn. He's not. I will put my, the mortgage to my house down. Whatever. I'll put the deed down. If everyone on this planet, who's gay, suddenly turned purple, I would bet that Mike Johnson would light up like a Teletubby. It's just so weird, yes. To have your son, and his son is like 17 years old, maybe he's older now. And what are you doing thinking about your son's dick, Mike Johnson? And why are you forcing your son to think about yours? And as if it's almost, see, to me, it just reeks of another, he's a closet case. And there'll be nothing for his son to monitor because he's not looking at heterosexual porn, that's for sure. And he's certainly, it's like Josh Duggar and his, because Josh Duggar is now in prison because he's a pedophile. And he was, he's a disgusting person who was collecting and sharing child sexual assault material, which is the most disgusting thing that you could do besides being, filming it, I suppose. I don't know if he filmed it, but I think he got like 20 years, didn't he? Josh Duggar, another holy roller that had a lot to say, had a lot to say about, he had a lot to say about gay people, of course. They're always worried about gay people and trans people, that's for sure. So, So, but there's no way. I'm sure Mike Johnson's son there's not even a blip on that app where his father, was tempted somehow to look at some real hot babes getting it on, or get the hell out of here. And when you see Mike Johnson and his wife together, it's clear to me that I don't know what's happening. It's certainly not any passionate lovemaking going on. Let's see, hold on.
And I wanted to begin appropriately today. If we could, I'd ask you all to join me in a moment of silence for the victims of this horrific act.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll fast forward there. Why are you laughing?
In the gallery, thank you.
There's my beard. Look at her. She's hot.
And we have our 4 children here, Hannah, Abby, Jack, and Will. We all stand up just really quickly. Come on.
Poor kids. Yes. Mrs. Johnson, she ran a Christian counseling service called Onward Christian Counseling, which had what they say as controversial views on homosexuality, meaning, because it's malpractice to, as it stands right now, to try to inflict the gay conversion therapy because it's abuse. What most, but that's the woke version, of psychology today. If Republicans have anything to say about it, they'll and I think that actually, as I'm saying this, they're even in discussions about undoing some of these laws, because that's, if you don't want to be gay, why shouldn't you have a place to go? That's their argument. But if you the very reason you don't want to be gay is because of Republican bigotry and hate. So the whole thing is absolutely disgusting. And according to the Onward Christian Counseling being gay is akin to being what is it? It's akin to any other form of sexual immorality, bestiality, incest. It's on par with that. And that's why it's so irritating for the Democrats, and this is what they do. You know, they also have to profess their love of Jesus Christ. It's insulting. And it's also not in vain with anything that the founders were trying to do when they put this country together, that's for sure. They would be appalled at all these holy rollers. And the Democrats almost, they have to act like, oh, well, we're just as Jesus-y. We can also quote the Bible. See, as the Bible says here and the Bible says there. Yeah, there's other philosophical books that are more reputable that they could reach into, I would think. If you want to really broaden your horizons, it doesn't always have to be one effing book written by a bunch of ancient whatevers 2,000 years ago. A bunch of dudes, some sexist assholes who didn't know where the sun went when it went down. They thought it was being carried off by a boogeyman. Right? They didn't know what a germ was. We're going to listen to them? And it's, it's really a very controversial book. Yeah, these people are taking books all off the shelves all over the country, and some clever activists are also getting the Bible removed for its explicit content. So, okay.
I wanted to do that. All of us recognize that there are no perks to being a congressman.
Oh, whatever.
We are stewards of the great American Revolution that began almost exactly now 250 years ago, 1775.
Fake-ass inflections. It's like, well, almost exactly now. Almost. It's, he's trying to be, I don't know. It's very irritating. But for all his love of the founders, this is what gets to me. Is that if this were the time of the revolution, Mike Johnson would be a loyalist. There's absolutely no doubt. He wouldn't be on the side of the colonists who rebelled against the king and the aristocracy. He would be one of the loyalists, a monarchist who, what they preached was being subservient, submissive to the king, that's God's will. And if God wanted you to be, in the aristocracy, that's how you would have been born. That rebelling against your king is rebelling against God, which is the argument that the monarchists and the monarch themselves used for years, for thousands of years, to keep people in their place. So there is absolutely zero chance that Mike Johnson would be on the side of the patriots, of the American colonists who rebelled. No way. And for him, and that's why when he makes up quotes from the founders, it really feeds right into it. It is an example of everything that I talk about, that Republicans really don't like this country. So much so that they have to make shit up all the time. And this speech here that he gives is a prime example of the fact that Republicans, they just make it up.
In 1776. It will fall at the time of this Congress, the great anniversary. And in these 2.5 centuries, we've been reminded repeatedly that freedom is never free. And we have stood
Real
tall
tough guy here.
as the greatest nation on the face of the earth. It is without debate. We are the freest.
Without debate. We are the freest. We are the freest. The freest to what? Die without health care? the freest to, and that's what they're talking about. You're free. Freedom to Republicans is the freedom for the rich to ride you unfettered and unmolested by pesky government, to ride you to the bank without, the administrative state, the big government regulations, those job-killing regulations, telling the rich to play nice with the plebs, telling the rich that they have to pay living wages, a fair share of the profit that your labor makes possible. That's what he's talking about. That's freedom to Republicans. This is why, we have to continue to get the word out, to do shows like this, and because the corporate media is not doing their job. And in fact, when Johnson he reads this spurious quote that it took me, when I was listening to it, immediately, within a few words, I knew that it was a fake quote. And I looked it up. And indeed it was. But we'll get to it in a minute. I want to see if Poppy's called in. Poppy! Let's see. Here we go. Poppy Champlin. Yo.
I am.
Poppy's on the phone.
Yo.
On the phone, everybody.
I'm on the line.
How's it how you do? I just want to make sure that everybody can hear you. Let me know, guys, on the chat if Poppy's coming through loud and clear. Poppy Champlin on the phone, comedian. We haven't talked to Poppy in a while, so.
Yeah, I should put it up to my ear more. I'll put it up to
you
my
got
ear.
to.
So I'm not...
You got to. You got to do
Yeah.
it. Because
Yeah.
people want to hear you. I mean, it's been a
close to
long
the ear
time.
now.
Good. Because we
It
can't
has.
have-
It has.
It
been
has.
a while.
Where you been? Actually, it's been a long time. When was the last time we talked?
My nerves are frazzled. I'm frazzled.
Why are you frazzled?
I'm a frazzle of a person.
You're frazzled? You're a
The mother.
frazzled
Been
type
taking
person?
care of the mother.
Oh, you've been taking care of your mom.
Yes, I've been taking care of my mother.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Your
I'm about
mom,
to start
how old
taking
is your
her
mom?
Trazodone.
Your mom is how old now?
92 tomorrow.
Wow.
92 tomorrow.
Congratulations, Poppy's mom.
Exactly.
Are you with her now?
Exactly.
Are you with her as we speak?
No, I actually do leave. I leave her home and lock her in the house and
You
go
lock
home
her
to
in.
my own home so I can breathe.
You lock her. Well, you gotta sometimes. But does she have her marbles? Your mom? She does, right? Some marbles,
I mean,
not
how
all
many
of them.
marbles do we all have?
I don't
Yeah.
know, but I mean, is
Right,
is she clear? And does she have dementia? Is what I'm trying to say. Maybe.
Yeah,
A
I
little
think
bit?
there's a definitely. Yeah.
But
yeah.
not completely. Is she by herself right now?
Not completely.
Right. She just has
She
natural.
is, but she's sleeping, so she doesn't know she's by herself.
Oh, okay. But I mean, my father had dementia.
You know
That's
what?
why I'm asking. If you would know if she has dementia. It's a whole other ball game. So, but like, are you able to have a conversation with her? You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much. I mean, she likes to play the game. Yeah, but she likes to play the game. Where's Poppy? When I'm standing right in front of her.
What are you talking about? What do you mean? Where's Poppy?
Yeah,
She fucking blind or something? What's going on? What?
She likes to bust my chops.
But she's trying to be funny.
Like,
I'm getting confused.
Yeah,
Maybe I have to.
yeah,
So
yeah.
she's doing it on purpose. I'm confused.
yeah. So what the
Okay.
fuck is that? She's confusing me. She's trying to pretend that she has dementia. What the hell is that?
Well, that's not dementia, for God's sakes. That's funny, at least.
No,
right?
that's abuse, like
It's
it used to be.
Right. That's funny. Wow.
I mean, I don't know. She's fine. I mean, she's got issues.
Wow. Yeah. That's.
But
I don't know.
whatever.
I can't. I'm thinking about. Well, death is scary, but so is being 90.
I know.
Wow. What's the
Right,
ultimate?
and I'm
Yeah, I
sure
don't
she
know.
has to think about that,
Yeah. Well, everybody. I just don't want my my marbles to go. Are you an only child, Poppy?
No, I have a brother that I'm going to have to split everything with.
You mean?
But, bums me out.
What do you mean? You mean your inheritance?
Like actually...
you already have your mom in the ground here. Okay. You're splitting everything.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, you got you.
Yes, we have to split everything. And the thing is that her house is in a reverse mortgage, and so we have to pay. Yeah.
You got to pay that off if you want the house.
Goes. Yes, yeah. And the only way I'm going to be able to get her house is to sell my house. Quality problem, admittedly, but not sure which way to go, And then, but if I did get her house, then where am I going to get that extra money to pay him off?
You got to sell the house.
You know what I mean?
And then you got to split it. Or he has to buy you out.
Yeah, but
that's what has to happen.
No. So I would have to sell my house, but I still have a mortgage on my house. So I have to pay my mortgage off first.
But
I
is your
pay
house
worth
more than the mortgage? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of this is definitely a luxury problem. Oh, I thought that Trump's America. I mean, I thought Biden's America was a shithole, and nobody could afford an Apple. I don't know. You see, that's a pretty good luxury problem to have.
I love that. I love that you said she can't afford a fucking apple.
Well, but that's what he always tells the story about this old lady that goes up and is like, she walks up to the register and she puts down 3 apples, and then she says
3 apples.
Yeah. And then she says, wait, how much are these apples? And then she has to put an apple back. Wait, hold on. We'll be right back. Hold on. With Poppy Champlin. All right, we're back. I mean, it's such bullshit. Of course, everyone has a 4K phone in their pocket now, but no one has a video of this poor bitch who can't buy an apple. All right, let's find her. It's like Reagan's welfare queen that doesn't exist. Remember back in the Reagan years, he would always talk about this welfare queen that would drive up to the benefits, to the check cashing place to get her benefits, and she'd pull up in a limo, and which was complete fiction. So, and of course people bought it. So, and then they would also talk about
welfare and that's some bullshit.
Yeah, it's just complete bullshit. It's the welfare queens. That's where it comes from. But of course this welfare queen was black. It's always a black person that's undeserving of their getting over somehow. And then he would talk about young bucks on food stamps who are eating steak and everything. Young bucks. And that means, that means a black person.
Cowboy?
No, he's talking. He wants you to envision someone, this young, healthy black man getting over. And eating steak on the good white person's working white person who's just taken advantage of because of those damn liberals. So that's the scam that they run.
I can't believe. But what I can't believe is that there's really rich people. And I used to think that I was rich. I mean, I got this house now because my father gave it to me. So I mean, he didn't give it to me. I had to buy my brother out. And get a loan and everything, but he had it, so he was able to pass it on. But I can't stand the fact that there's rich people, and I think rich is 100 to 200,000 a year. To me, that's a rich person. These motherfuckers are talking about 100 to 200 million a year, and they're gonna still collect Social Security.
Well, that's okay.
Are you fucking
wait,
kidding
hold on. Okay, Poppy, I'm glad we had this conversation. It's not about they're going to collect Social Security. The fact is that FDR created Social Security precisely to belong to everyone as a deliberately. So everyone, high and low, rich and poor, gets Social Security. They pay into it, they get it because it is not a welfare program. It's a social insurance program that we all invest in. And if it were a welfare program, it would be, and this is why Republicans are constantly trying to vilify it, like as you just did, saying, why do I need Social? Why do rich people need Social Security? They say that all the time because they're trying to make it into a welfare program that's easily defunded, because people hate welfare, don't they? You know? So that's, and the reason why, and as FDR said, that he created it to belong to everyone, so no damn politician can scrap it. That's how they, and that's the case. So it's an American program.
So that
it
was
belongs
the
to
only way
everybody.
that it would be possible to make it.
Well, no, not it would
But I
make
think
it last.
I think rich people should maybe, but maybe rich people should have a fucking, have a heart and say, no, I don't want it.
It
put
doesn't.
mine back in.
Well, whatever. There's bigger issues than that. I mean, they're always coming for Social Security, and one of the ways they come for Social Security is saying that it shouldn't be, that rich people shouldn't get it. Like, you always hear, like, a rich person on Fox News or whatever, they say, I don't need Social Security, we should just means test it. And means testing it makes it into a welfare program. So, and that they can defund, that they can cut, that they can limit. Then they'll when will it stop?
Why?
What do you mean, why? What do you mean?
Why can they cut it? Why can they defund it?
Because, like they do everything else. They cut food stamps. They cut every other kind of social welfare program. They cut public assistance. They'll say, well, now you only qualify if you make this much money, or if you're this old, or if you're this, that, or you got hurt on your ass got hurt, not your ear.
Well, they are changing.
So that's how they cut it. That's how they defund it. So it's, that's what they're trying to do.
They are changing the age.
They are.
Well, they are changing the age. That's been done.
Yeah, but they did that years ago, of course, and they're still trying to change it. So, and now they're coming for it again.
They are still changing it.
Yeah, I know. It's going up to 67.
I think they already changed it to 66. Yeah.
Yes. Well, that was done years ago. They're raising the retirement age, but and they want to raise it even further. So, that's the truth.
Yeah.
And but this is a whole other issue. Besides, turning it into a welfare program would be the death knell of Social Security. And so that's
well, you're very smart to know that.
Of course.
So why don't they defund it anyway? Just because rich people say no, we still want it, and
it's
only
not
rich
about,
people get their voices heard? What are you saying?
What do you mean? It's not about that, because it's already a law. There's a Social Security Administration. You pay for it from every fucking check that you every time if you're working in your working life, you have to pay Social Security. You pay into it. So I don't know. It's not like.
Right.
I don't know
where does it go? Does it go to all just it goes?
It goes to
the
a trust
military.
fund.
Is it all just defense budget? Where does it go?
That's not what Social Security has nothing to do with defense. It's totally different. You're paying your taxes to go and pay people pay taxes, and they go, and that's why we have these so-called representatives who in the legislature who are responsible for the budget, who make the budget, and they have the money, and they say, well, this goes here and that goes there. But Social Security is a totally different thing. It's outside of the military budget. So, I mean, I don't know what the question is, but they have nothing to do with each other.
Wow. Well, I just don't know where it goes. I don't know where the money goes when you pay into Social Security. Where does that money go?
It goes to the insurance program. That's why Republicans are trying to, as always, they've always tried to privatize it because they want it to go to fucking Wall Street. Right now, it goes into a trust fund. It goes into very secure U.S. bonds and things that accumulate money over time very safely and securely. So it's not like a fucking, where it has to be attached to the Wall Street, where if you happen to retire at the wrong time, you got nothing. That's not what it is. So it goes into into Social Security trust fund. That's where it goes. But that's why they want their fucking hands on it. What the fuck, man? Jesus.
Oh, okay. Well, you're smart. You're very smart.
Well, I know. And this, but when I hear like that coming from you, it makes me think, and no, it just solidifies, not just you, because you're a normal person who, I mean, maybe not be as politically engaged as I am, but I'm talking about, like, you're not watching Fox News, you're not, but these things are out there, these fallacies, these, like I heard a friend of mine was talking about that because the Republicans have been trying to undo child labor laws forever and ever, and they've been successful in some places, like in Arkansas, right? And which you would think is really unbelievably, it's bizarre. You would think it would never happen, that anyone would not want anybody would think that child labor is a good thing, but here we are, and here we are again. But, like, for example, a friend of mine said something about it, because the Republicans had a great idea that children, they could work and they can earn a training wage, and won't that be good for them to learn responsibility and shit? Of course, it's always presented in such wonderful terms. I don't know. It's children below the age of 16. Right now, you cannot
14.
work until, you need a permit if you're, you can work. There's laws, because that's what came out of, FDR's New Deal too, where you could, because we don't want adults competing with children for training wages. And child, being exploited when they should be in school. And because what happens is, it's not the kids of rich people who end up taking these jobs. I need to learn responsibilities.
Right.
It's kids who are being exploited, or it's like the kids who are working in the fucking slaughterhouse. So it's disgusting. But But this is how they present it. And then I hear people who are normal saying things like, oh, well, why shouldn't they learn, a good skill? It could teach them responsibility and whatnot. But it sounds all wonderful. But the fact is, it's not. It's exploitation. That's what it is. And kids shouldn't
Especially if they went to Las Vegas. Especially if they went to Las Vegas and got a job as a sex worker. That's what they're probably shooting for.
Ultimately, I suppose they,
that's
you're nothing.
The ultimate goal.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
So that they don't go to jail. They need to do that so they don't go to jail.
Hold on. We'll be right back with Poppy Champlin. Right. So anyway, what else is happening? Yeah. So no, I haven't talked to you since before the parasite.
Here's one thing I wanted to laugh about.
Okay.
How about this story about the lady who got off the airplane and opened the door by herself and went and walked off on the wing?
What? She went on the wing? When was this?
Are you kidding me? Oh my God!
How long ago was that?
4
Lady
or 5
went
days
on.
ago.
Okay. What happened to her? She lose her mind?
Oh God! You've got to. I mean, I want her autograph. I think this is like the best thing because I understand the anxiety of waiting. Like if you're in the back of a plane and all these people have to get off before you, and the anxiety is just horrendous. And she just took it upon herself and opened the exit door with the yellow slide and just walked right off of the wing and just walked
and got out of there. She just took it upon herself to
she just walked,
bypass the line and what the hell? Did she get in trouble?
Yeah.
I mean, what happened to her?
She must have, but you can see the picture. You can see
I'm looking at it now.
You can see the picture of her. Oh, she walks right across the wing like she owns it. It's like, oh yeah, I do
that's
this
how
all
you
the
gotta
time.
do it. If you're gonna walk across a wing, you gotta act like you're supposed to be on that wing, right?
Exactly.
That's crazy. Alaska Airlines?
Like,
Jeez.
well, probably.
Well, that's what
it
it
was?
says. Let
Oh,
me see. But I
he's got
wonder,
balls,
like,
that one.
what happened to her, though? I mean, Jesus
I
Christ.
want to know what happened to her too.
Let's see.
I mean, that is
anxious. She was
brazen.
anxious, it says. The New York Post.
I
though.
know. I know.
She was anxious. Let's see.
Yeah.
An anxious Alaska Airlines flyer opened an emergency exit and climbed onto the plane's wing, feet away from unaware Washington State Airport workers. The woman opened the emergency door after Flight 323 from Milwaukee landed on the tarmac and pulled up to the gate at Seattle Tacoma International. Footage showed the flyer in what appeared to be a red shirt and dark pants walking with her backpack to the edge of the wing close to the windows, looking down and then waving her hands in the air. So, two operations crew members seemingly didn't notice. And then what happened? She sat on the wing for around 11 minutes. Yeah, so the passenger spent roughly a minute on the wing.
She sat there?
Yeah. Before two food workers spotted her. It took 90 seconds before anyone in the aircraft poked their head out and figured it out that she was on the wing. Then the woman sat on the wing for around 11 minutes until firefighters came with a ladder. Jeez, Louise.
Wow.
Okay. Well, good for her. She's living her best life.
This is a symptom of how bad it is. Now they need to change their rules. When you land, those attendants need to fucking attend you.
What
you
do
know
they
what
do?
I mean? Like,
what do you mean?
Make it work. Have a process. You know, they don't talk to you. They don't tell you to move it. They don't tell you to hurry up.
They
They don't help you get your bag down. It's like, no, it's a fucking democracy that moves like a snail's pace. And people are also polite and letting everybody go. But it's like, get your shit together, people,
Wow.
and get ready to move.
You've been traveling a lot, I guess, right?
It's horrible.
Is this what you've been encountering on your journeys? Because you've been touring, right? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, Poppy.
Touring. Yes,
Poppy,
and I
Poppy.
just booked a flight to Tacoma, Washington.
No way. Don't end up on the wing. I don't want you on the wings here. Don't be taking any lessons from this lady.
Out there.
I don't know what it says that the FBI is now investigating this. I mean, please, the FBI. What is this bullshit? The FBI is investigating. They're still. I thought they were investigating who sent all those racist texts the day after the orange parasite was elected. You know, you I don't know if you remember the day after the con man was elected, that black people all over the country, people with darker pigment, received a racist text telling them to like report to a plantation, and it was all personalized. But I thought the FBI was investigating. What's the conclusion of this? Nothing, right? Nothing's been reported about it. Nothing's been updated about it.
Right.
Just, I find that absolutely outrageous.
People can hide so well.
Yeah, I mean, who did it?
I don't know how they can hide like
Why
that.
But it's probably, it could be the
Yeah, they
Russians.
should
It
be
could
able to-
be, but they can. Why don't we know? How you can't trace this? Give me a effing break. Give me a break here, right?
Got
That's why
to be able to.
But you never hear about it,
Yeah.
you know? Let me see. Let's see. Did the FBI ever find out who sent the racist text? It's just, and that's an act of domestic terrorism, for sure. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, of course. As of the latest available information, FBI has not definitively identified an individual or group responsible for sending the racist text messages. Yeah. What the hell? Unbelievable. It's unacceptable. But of course, the media says nothing about it. It's just, that's flushed down the memory hole too. When it's absolutely repugnant act of domestic terrorism, but okay. It's vile, but yeah,
Right.
I want to, there should be there should be accountability, but anyway, go ahead. What were you saying? What you were about to say something.
The other thing I wanted to, I was going to try and make a joke about the Tesla outside the Trump hotel.
Oh yeah, yeah. What happened?
I mean, shit. That was unbelievable. Some of that picture, wasn't it? That picture amazing. Like that Tesla just fucking on fire, and all the raining down of rain, and the hydrants trying to put it out, but they can't put it out because it's a battery that's on fire.
Yes.
And it just, it was just an amazing thing. And then the only good thing and then the guy that shot himself inside the Tesla.
Yeah.
I mean, the only good thing that came out of it, I think, is that it was a rental. So that made me feel better.
Yeah. That's good.
Well,
you got to look on the bright side in these situations.
That's right.
Right.
Because rental companies fuck you over so bad.
Really?
I was down in Florida. I was going to get one. It was going to be for $40. I thought, oh, this is great. But it was off terminal, so you had to take a shuttle over to it. And it was miles away. And when I got there, it was going to be $40. And they're like, do you have insurance? I said, yeah. Well, are you $300,000 covered liability? I was like, no, I'm only carrying like $25,000. Well, you got to buy our insurance, otherwise you can't have our car. I'm like, are you kidding me? So now how much is it? Now it's $180 from $40. I was so pissed. And they were like, well, you can go back to the airport, but there's no shuttle back. You just missed the shuttle.
Oh, my God. That's horrible.
All those other places are closed.
Right.
So
they have you.
Like, God, they're so rude. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, fine. You're going to be like that? I want to upgrade to a Tesla truck.
Get out of here.
I'm not coming back.
No way. Wait, hold on. We'll be right back with Poppy Champlin. No. Yeah, well, stuff like that is going to keep happening. Not just... I'm talking about the Tesla thing, and it's going to be a real shitty 4 years coming up. So, I believe. I don't know about you.
That guy, well, he was obviously against Trump, right?
No, he was.
What was the message?
I don't know who fucking cares, honestly.
He was fuck Trump, right? He was fuck Trump.
Was he?
Fuck Musk.
Is that what he said? Is that what this fuck?
Yeah,
I think he. No,
I'm sure that
wait.
must have been.
Hold on. No. You're reading into shit.
What?
No, that's not what happened.
What else could it be?
I don't know. I don't have the mind of an asshole who blows himself up in a fucking car. Let's see. What happened?
Yeah, in front of the Trump hotel in a Tesla.
I don't think
that is fuck Trump, fuck Musk.
Okay, if you insist.
That is. Yeah. Yeah, I'm insisting on that one.
I don't know about that because I think I heard differently. Let me see. With the guy who I wasn't really paying attention to that one because it's just like whatever. There's so many things happening. No, I have other shit to fucking focus on. It's like another fucking dumbass who kills himself for what? Let me see. In front of the Trump Tower in the ugly cyber truck. Oh, those things are disgusting. They're horrible. Let's see. 37-year-old Green Beret from Colorado left behind messages explaining his actions before he died in the Tesla cyber truck explosion. He said, let's see. His primary message was intended as a wake-up call for America. He said, this is not a terrorist attack. It is a wake-up call. Americans only respond to spectacles of violence. What better way to convey my message than through a display of fireworks and explosives? He described the U.S. government leadership as weak and ineffectual, claiming they exist solely to benefit themselves. We, the United States of America, once the best to ever exist, are now terminally ill and headed towards collapse. He mentioned needing to cleanse my mind of comrades I've lost and free myself from the weight of the lives I've ended, referring to his military experiences. He said, fellow service members, veterans, and Americans, urging them to wake up to the state of the nation's leadership. But, Is that Trump or is that
But
Biden? Because Trump's not in office, so I don't know.
I
Who
mean,
cares?
it's not Biden anymore. He can't have been about Biden. Like, it can't be. It's got to be
Okay,
against
whatever.
Trump. But like Robyn
doesn't
in
say
your
anything
chat
about
right now is
Trump.
saying
Okay. What is he?
Robyn is saying that he was a Trump fan. He got kicked out of the house because his wife was done with him having an affair, and
yeah, he's just some troubled fucking douchebag.
Robyn knows everything. Fireworks and camping gear.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why. That's what I heard. It wasn't. I'm sure he put whatever he. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's just some asshole, like some mentally ill person, who I knew.
Right,
it was
but if
something.
he was on our side,
He's
that's what
not
I'm
on
saying.
our
He's on
side. It's
our
not on anybody's
side.
side. He's an idiot. He's an asshole. He's not on anybody's side. He's not doing anything. And if he was, if that's what he thinks is on our side, I mean, he's certainly not on our side. So whatever.
But what were you just reading? What were you just reading?
I asked
what were you just reading?
What was I just reading? I asked the AI search engine what the story was, and that's what it said. So it says the incident appears to be a tragic case of suicide.
But he was sending a message?
No, he had a PTSD. He was mentally ill. He had issues, and it was not an attack motivated by, whatever. America needs to wake up. America's weak leadership. He's talking about Biden. If that's the case, because that's all they fucking know. That's all they hear. Sleepy Joe, and even Mike Johnson in his lie-riddled speech was like, in spite of the fact that Hakeem Jeffries was so damn gracious and whatnot, of course, then it doesn't extend. It's not a two-way street. He's talking about how weak leadership. We had a weak, everything sucks now. Everything, despite the fact that Joe Biden pulled us from the fucking precipice of the pandemic when Trader Trump left us a country like with the worst jobs record since Herbert effing Hoover, and but of course everything is a shithole because that's the frame that they are. Of course, Trader Trump runs on. He's a con man. And they will, just like he said when he the first time he always recalled the Obama years that he in the beginning he talks about how he was handed what a shit show he was handed from Obama. Meanwhile, Obama gave him an economy that was roaring, and of course we have the facts and the reality to prove it. But he just says that's what it is. They just say, "Oh, it was horrible." He was handed the Great Goddamn Depression. And so, but that's the fucking scam.
Right.
But Biden was handed the Great Depression. He was handed the worst jobs record since Herbert Hoover.
Oh my God.
Yes. And then, but all the maggots excuse, well, that's because of COVID. Well, so the economy was doing well before Trader Trump had any crises to handle. So all he had to do was leave it alone. And then he, of course, passed this tax scam. That's when his jobs record started going down, okay? That's when all of the economy started to fucking suck because of him. And any move that they make, the Republicans always, because it's all about funneling money to the top. And then when COVID hit, because he's not a leader, he's not a deal maker, he's not a businessman, he doesn't know what his ass from Melania's ass, so he botched it, as we know. 1 million dead.
He botched it. Yeah, he botched.
1 million effing dead.
Oh,
and
yeah, he botched
but they
it
all
big
could.
time.
But they
He didn't move fast enough.
No, he didn't do shit. That's why he was saying.
And what he took out the department that would have been over there watching
the
that
first
this shit
thing
wouldn't happen, but he took that department out.
He took out, immediately.
Yeah, and he's going to take out a bunch more departments.
Of course he is. And he immediately, one of the first things he did was
we gotta watch out, man.
Yeah, he dissolved the Department of Pandemic Preparedness.
He's gonna.
That's what he did.
He's gonna execute all the gays. He's going to
hope not.
execute us against a wall.
Well, if they
No,
could,
he's
they
gonna
would.
do something crazy like that.
No, I mean, it's going to be a
They're
horror
going to
show.
do something. Well, they're going to take away some rights. They're going to take away some gay rights.
Of course. They're coming for gay,
Yeah.
marriage, that's for sure. So.
No, they're definitely coming for gays.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they already said
It's
it.
weird, man. It is becoming like the Handmaid's Tale.
Well, they already,
And
Clarence
then it'll
Thomas
become
already
open
said it.
season on us, There'll become open season on us because this is what, like, even this guy, like, I like some of your guys in the chat. They're pretty smart in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
they are.
Kathy saying the Green Beret served 20 years in Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden.
Yeah.
And he was definitely, but they're just saying he was, what's the word? ISISized, radicalized or something.
Nice.
Oh,
No,
the
he
guy
was-
in New
who,
Orleans was radicalized.
No, that's a different idiot.
The guy-
Yeah. The guy who
I know,
committed.
they're trying to combine these two together.
Yeah, one guy. I don't
They're
know.
trying to
but
say
they're all.
they were both working at the same time.
Yeah, but they were both Americans, and of course, immediately before the fucking baboon knows anything, he starts tweeting about immigrants, and so of course, it's everything to divide people and mislead. So.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's going to be. And of course, with the maggots talking about how they have a mandate, they don't have a mandate. Trader Trump won in a whisker, and the fact is, if he actually won with less votes than he won the last time. Okay, so less people voted for the maggot. Yeah, really, less people voted for this monstrosity than did the last time. Unfortunately. 6 million Democrats who were registered, 6 million registered Democrats who voted for Biden stayed home this time. And if they had come out and voted, we would not have this monstrosity right now. We would be preparing to swear in our first female president.
Oh, my God.
Yes, so he doesn't have a mandate, but they keep saying this, too. Oh, we have a mandate to basically destroy this democracy. And that's exactly what Johnson said in his speech today. He was talking about how he has a mandate.
He only won by 2 votes.
Oh, please. He's just a lick
I can't
spittle.
believe they get him through the finish line this easy
It's
today.
pathetic.
That was so sad. I
they're
thought
all
it was going to
pathetic.
go for a few times. Like
I was
McCarthy.
hoping because they're really they're not capable of governing. So yes, and hold on a second. Let me see. Hold on a second. We'll be right back. This is Tara Devlin talking to Poppy Champlin. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. And Josie on the chat says, yes, these poor people get PTSD from the military. And that's the truth. And what I always say, that's why even though the human beings are warmongering, I suppose, but the fact is it's against our nature, really, because if it weren't, we wouldn't have these deleterious psychological effects from it. It would, obviously, we're not supposed to be harming each other, right? Because otherwise you wouldn't have PTSD. You don't have PTSD from things, life-affirming things, you don't have PTSD from helping people, from being kind to people, right?
And Johnson today was like, and now we're getting back to making people afraid of us.
That's right. Yeah. Well,
you hear him say that?
Oh, yes. He's such a tough guy. Peace through strength, which means being a dick to people. That's what they think. They have such a backward, upside down view of strength. They are weak as fuck, these people. They are absolutely weak. They are the bully, the cowardly bully who whines when you pop them in the nose. Yes. Like Trump. You can't insult him. He's the weakest little bitch on the block. He fucking wears a girdle. He lies about his weight, his height. He's got this stupid boofy pompadour bouffant. He does. I mean, he's a fucking fraud with his fucking makeup, his orange mask. I mean, what? How weak is that?
Yeah.
That is not strong. That's weak. That is just. He wears more
Now, what
goddamn
if he-
makeups than fucking Dolly Parton. This guy, you know, he's disgusting.
What have you heard about him? What have you heard about any of those other world dictators that he's invited to his inauguration for $1 million?
Really? For $1 million? What are you talking about? He's invited dictators.
He wants people to pay $1 million to go
Of
to
course
his
he
inauguration.
does. Well, I don't care. He's a grifter.
Yeah.
Everything's transactional.
He invited
with him.
Chi, but Chi's not coming.
Good. I hope they all.
Chi is not coming.
I hope they all stand him up because.
I hope they don't either.
Well, he's the only.
And Oregon or whatever his name is.
Erdogan. Yeah. He's just it's
not
vile.
Oregon or somebody.
No, Erdogan. Oregon. Who the fuck is Oregon? It sounds like something from like
No,
like a Japanese Godzilla
he's like
movie. Ergon. The Ergon
No, he's just
monster.
inviting dictators to come and.
Of course he is.
Kim Jong-un, he better not come over here.
He probably will. I hope he does.
He better not.
That's who this. I mean, just I don't know. Acceptance, right? That's how I'm looking at it. It's a shit show. It's going to be a shit show. It's going to get worse, and it's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a horror. And I hope.
Scary.
I can't wait to when the leopards eat the maggots' faces. I can't wait. That's all. I really can't. I'm happy to sit there and eat the pop. I'll pass out the popcorn. You know, really, because they deserve it. They deserve it. I can't wait. They're already, you know, regretting it. If you go on leopards
They
eating
are?
my face, a lot of them. They're like, I can't believe, because of this this H1 visa thing. You know, where because they want. Well, there you go. I thought America first, but no. Why can't you hire Americans? Why? Well, because you can't exploit the Americans like you can the foreign workers. You know, you can't make them come here and put them in company dorms and pay them less and treat them like shit. You know, so that's what Musk and that's what they're all talking about. You know, there's plenty of people here that can do the jobs. But Musk wants somebody, you know, like he says, somebody hardcore. And what he's talking about is people who work that, will work like 60 hours a week and not complain because they're too afraid to, you know.
Right.
And there you go.
Right.
And that's what I mean, to call Americans lazy and literally calling people retards. This is what this fucking richest piece of shit on earth goes on about. And of course Trump you know, sides with him, and all that's what the maggots are like. Wait, I thought America first. And then anyone who criticized him, so all the, you know, there's like the maggot civil war happening, and anyone who criticized Elon Musk, they're being kicked off of Twitter now, like Laura Loomer, this phony ass bitch who looks like a puppet from yeah, she looks like a puppet, like from what's that English show about with the puppets? Luma? Yeah, she's a horrible person, just a horrible anti everything, you know, horror show. But she makes her money.
Not the Hatsui girl. The Hatsui girl?
I don't know who that is. Hatsui. I don't know. But
you don't know who the Hatsui girl is?
No, I never heard of Hatsui. But I heard of the Laura Loomer, right? But she's on Twitter. But she makes her money on Twitter, or did, until Elon Musk kicked her off for having a different view of the H1 visa. She's one of the people going, I thought America first. But then Elon Musk completely kicked her off. So she lost her.
Wow.
She lost her money. You know, she makes money on Twitter.
Holy shit.
She lost her livelihood there.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But I thought he was a free speech absolutist, but I guess not. Free speech absolutist. But there you go, because they're so-called, their ideology never stands up to reality. Their integrity is non-existent. So it doesn't stand anything. It couldn't even stand the test of Laura Loomer, right? You know, his free speech absolutism couldn't even withstand the you know, Laura effing Loomer. It's amazing. So, but they're all so full of shit.
That is amazing.
Yeah, but anyway. All right. Well, I'm going to get back to playing this Mike Johnson.
Ready.
Yes. What are you getting ready to do?
All right. Well, I got to get back to, I don't know, going to bed, I think.
Yeah, me too.
Because I got my show tomorrow at the Pump House. We started on Saturday nights now, which is a big deal.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What show? Your student show?
Yeah, because I used to do my Hot Mic.
Oh, okay.
So I run a show every month called Hot Mic at the Pump House, and it was always the second Thursday. Well, it's been 2 years now, and he's finally like, let's move you to Saturdays.
Oh,
so
wow.
now we're going to
that's
start
good.
on Saturday.
Saturday's good, no? Isn't that better?
Yeah, really good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Very good. Very better.
How's the crowds?
Yeah. So that's awesome. And my we'll see. My next class, I have 8 students. It's the biggest one yet.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So that's good, too.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Congratulations.
So, yeah, so things are moving along. Thank you. And the Ladies of Laughter, they're taking me off to in March. We're going to Seattle and California.
You bastard.
And then I got back on Olivia, finally. I finally got back on Olivia cruises. And so we're going to Portugal.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I'm gonna be like suffering in 2025, and you're living the goddamn dream here. Well, I guess I can't.
I know.
I have to give you your congratulations. I'm just kidding. No, congratulations. That's great.
Right.
Perfect. Wonderful.
Yeah, I've worked hard. You know.
Yes, Olivia's great.
As much as I. Yeah. Hopefully that's my little key to retirement right there.
That'll be good.
You
How many
they
cruises?
have like a lot. And
yes. No, that'd be
they got
awesome.
a ton of shit. And yeah, once they get me back on and going, hopefully I'll be on.
Yeah, you'll be in the rotation there. That's great.
Yeah, finally.
Perfect. Right. Wonderful. I mean, we'll talk more about it. I want to hear all about it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
and when I come to New York, my friends in Real Women Have Curves. So it's going to be a new Broadway show, and
cool.
When she gets doing it, well, maybe you and I can go out for lunch or something.
I would love that. Are you kidding me? Hopeful. Yeah. No, I want to.
Good.
That's been a long time since I've seen you in the flesh.
I know.
So yeah, but I hope we'll talk before then. Jesus Christ, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Stay in touch.
All right. Well, bye to all your friends and all your people that are doing, doing the good work. And
we're trying. All right. Oh, Jesus
we stick
Christ.
Together, we win.
We do. All right. Well, there you go. That's Poppy Champlin. That's the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Poppy. Right. Poppy has perfect timing. Bye-bye, because that's the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show. Thank you, Poppy Champlin, for calling in. We will win. My name is Tara Devlin. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, keeping the show going and growing. Thank you, patrons at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Check out Poppy Champlin's stuff. Shows on Saturday night. Damn, go tomorrow. What the hell? We will win. See you soon. All right. We're back. Let's get back to playing the Mike Johnson video, because now that we have the freedom to not because Poppy's not with us, but I'm talking about because we don't have the timing, the Progressive Voices timing to worry about. So we can just be ourselves without the musical interruptions. All right, here we go. Back to Johnson. All right, here, let's fast forward a little bit.
Such a young country has become so exceptional, so singular in its importance.
Can't you hear how he really means that? So exceptional. The way he emphasizes it. I could really feel the authenticity of his feeling. I could feel it.
Today stands as the world's leader in liberty and the economy and culture.
Oh, God damn you.
100 years
Really?
ago,
Culture?
President Calvin Coolidge answered that
Culture? Culture. They hate culture. They have one culture, which is yeehaw. That's their culture. Their culture of pew pew guns. Their culture of don't ever mention the inconvenient history of America, but don't ever mention, we were all just, like Thanksgiving. The Indians came and gave us corn, and we ate together. It was a beautiful relationship. There was no genocide. No genocide to see here. But anyway, he has, as all Republicans do, they have this dedication to really it's the infantile, what's the word? It's a juvenile, it really is an infantile view of America in general. And they keep it as if as if they're talking to a child. It's like a history class for a child. Like, don't talk about the history of slavery and the indigenous, the genocide against indigenous people. Let's talk about how we ended slavery. He actually has the nerve to say that in this speech. We ended slavery? Well, after the end of a bloody civil war. And you know what? Well, let's let him talk about it first.
Very question in his inaugural address. It was March of 100 years ago, exactly almost. He said this: "We best serve
Calvin
our own country
Coolidge.
and most successfully
if this is
discharge
a
our
spurious
obligations to
quote, too.
humanity by continuing to be openly and candidly, intensely and scrupulously American."
Wow.
I love that.
Isn't that
Today,
fantastical?
That's right. That's an applause line.
Oh, really? American. What does that mean? You hate gays?
Today, my friends, our nation is the envy of the world. Why?
Is it?
Because we have been
JD?
marked by a
Not
spirit
really.
and a people who are explicitly that. We are explicitly American. We don't try to be like other nations.
What the hell does that mean? It's so babyish. Oh, it's so American. What does that mean? Is it? I guess he's talking about real America, not those Massachusetts liberals or California liberals, right? Because these are the people that are constantly dividing us. What's real America? Oh, I'm in real America now, not fake America, like wherever Democrats are. That's all fake America. Real America is where they, I guess, they live in fantasy land, even though they're dying of overdoses in record numbers. Like for example, West Virginia is the overdose capital of the United States, and quite possibly the world, frankly. But I keep hearing from right wingers, they're all talking about how in blue states, how drugs are out of control. But this is what they hear on their propaganda channels. They live on Little House on the Prairie or something, and we're in, we're in Mad Max. But the truth has a liberal bias. Truth doesn't really play into their narrative, so they change the narrative. They just make shit up. And by doing that, they prove me right, frankly, all the time. Because the fact that he's got to make shit up all the time. I mean, who is he trying to convince? Himself or us? Is he trying to convince himself of this fantasy? But the fact is, They don't like this country. They hate this country. And I frankly wish they would secede already, but, that's a story for another day. But they would never do that because they need our blue state dollars to prop them up.
And we recognize that a strong America is good for the entire world. And everybody around the globe knows that. That's right. We also recognize that the core principles that made America what we are must still be preserved today. The principles, I call them the 7 core principles of American conservatism, but it's really the 7 core principles of the nation itself.
Yes, because America is like a conservative nation, even though we were founded as a progressive experiment of, by, and for the people, right? As a democracy, a constitutionally limited democratic republic to be exact. But the fact that he's, they conflate conservatism with what it means to be American is such bullshit. Because like I said, if this were the time of the revolution, he would not be on the side of the Americans who rebelled against the king. There's absolutely no doubt. He would be a loyalist.
Individual
Zero
freedom,
doubt.
limited government, the rule of law, peace through strength, fiscal responsibility,
fiscal responsibility, even though, everything that he's laying out, of course, I could go through one by one and knock it right off its axis because he's full of shit. Peace through strength. Please. You're a weak-ass bitch. And everybody knows it, including Putin. They all know what the Republicans are. It's not like, history is not going to look back and be like, wow, that traitor Trump, he sure was strong. Unless America really goes over the cliff, we're a full-on fascist nation. But one day, it'll, the truth will be written regardless. It's not like they're going to look back and say, wow, wasn't that great that Trump got elected and saved America from the shitscape that Joe Biden left him? Isn't that amazing? Peace through strength. Peace through strength. They know that all they have to do is flatter that little orange bitch. That's all. This is a man who is so weak, he can't even tell the truth about how tall he is. Right? He can't. Because only he knows underneath what a whiny, fragile little bitch he is, how he is really in over his head. He knows that somewhere inside there's that nagging voice telling him the truth. That's why he wears that fucking orange makeup. That's why he lies about his weight, even though we have eyes, traitor Trump. We can see you. We know how tall you are. We can tell. Because you stand next to people who don't lie about how tall they are. We know how tall they are, and then we can make that judgment. We know you're a liar. We know you wear lifts. And we know that all of these things, including your stupid hairdo and your dye job, your ugly dye job, your stupid hairdo, your orange mask. Have you ever see him up close? That mask, he looks like a goddamn geisha girl in orange. Jesus Christ.
Markets, human dignity.
Free markets. Free markets, meaning, smash and grab. There are no free markets, by the way. Markets are regulated. They want free markets, because I guess how many people have to get sick or die from food poisoning or whatever until we figure out, don't eat there. Don't buy there. Because we've got to get rid of all those pesky regulations. Let those markets be free, baby.
Ingredients, the things that made us who we are. And in America, we know that human flourishing is best achieved by adherence to time-tested truths. We could list a number of those simple truths.
Jesus Christ.
Here's a couple. It's better to give a hand up than a hand out.
Which means go fuck yourself. Is it really better? I mean, it's not like, because what they're saying, what he's saying, I should say, is we're giving the social safety net is a handout. When from where I'm sitting and from where everyone else who's not a disgusting, selfish lickspittle of Elon Musk, that the social safety net is a hand up. It's not a handout. Like, these are the people that stand in the way of, let's say, student loan debt forgiveness. That's a handout to them, not a hand up, which it is. It's an investment in the future. It's an investment in the American people that allows young people to get that bankster albatross off their backs and actually get established in America. You know, they maybe be able to buy a home, buy a car, do something with their lives instead of pay the banks. But we don't invest in young people here. We turn them into indentured servants of banks. So, and everything else, you know, a handout, a hand up. They always have a very clever little talking point frame. But the reality is much different, because we know that right-wingers themselves, they want the social safety net. They want the social safety net to catch them when they fall. And they all use it. They're on Social Security disability. They're on food stamps. They get public assistance. They use all of the social safety net that liberals created, that liberals fought for. But their whole thing is that they earned it. They deserve it. It's the others who are taking advantage, and we know who those others are. They happen to have darker pigment. Yes, and I was talking to a friend of mine I was commiserating because he was telling me that his brother's a maggot. And, Buddha, no. She's going to be the death of me, this cat. But he was saying that his brother's a maggot and he was a firefighter. I mean, I'm trying to remember the whole story. But the whole scam is he's running a scam. Okay, he's trying to get in. He was a firefighter, but he was nowhere near the Twin Towers on September 11th, 2001. But regardless, he's trying to get a piece of that pot. Okay, he's trying to get a piece of the 9/11 survivors fund, and he doesn't deserve it. He had nothing to do with it. And my friend was saying how it's so typical, because he's always talking about how everybody else is taking advantage, but there he is, taking advantage, trying to get his piece, taking advantage, running some scam. But that's who they are. They think, well, it's different when they do it, but it's brown people, the brown people. Even though statistically and as a percentage, there are more white people on public assistance than there are people who have darker pigment, and that's by percentage of the population. So, but that don't matter.
That innovation thrives when bureaucracy dies.
Really? Yay! When this is the setup for
the simple truth that it is parents and families and not administrators that must be in charge of their children's education.
Well, if that's the case, then fuck off and homeschool them, right? Parents must be in charge of their kids' education. Well, you don't get to have it both ways. You know, if you want to play in our reindeer games, your little brat has to learn the truth. You don't get to tell us that we must teach that Jesus fucking, rode a dinosaur, or whatever you say, or that there's some guy on a cloud who created the universe. But that's what he's talking about, that parents need to rule into their kids' education. Well, good. Then let them stay home. Educate your kids. Leave us alone. Leave us the F alone. And go and have your 19 kids and counting. But this is what they're talking about. I mean, it's like all about all about setting America up for failure, of course. Because they want their kids, they want Americans to learn fantasies and fallacies and bullshit. And what does that do? While the whole world continues to evolve, while the world lives in reality, while they, because the other thing he says, I don't know if it was in this speech now, but they're all talking about this so-called EV, this electric vehicle mandate that has to be repealed. There's no electric vehicle mandate, and it's fucking infuriating. Why do I know these things? And I never hear it on the corporate media. Because one of the things that really got me after watching this speech, which made me almost pass out from having an aneurysm, was that the corporate media, none of them, when I was monitoring, I was looking at the different normal, like CNN and the other normal corporate, because I'm not talking about Fox News, because they're just another arm of the propaganda wing. But none of them pointed out that Johnson's speech was riddled with lies. And none of them pointed out the fact that he read a spurious, not even spurious, a fake-ass Thomas Jefferson prayer, that he lied. All they were concerned about was that he received the most votes, and it was a squeaker, and not like the last time, and which is really kind of letting down the American people, because where are they going to hear this? Now they hear this speech and they think that Thomas Jefferson said this prayer that he didn't say, because the corporate media is complicit with their silence.
The path of prosperity has long been paved with policies that put America and Americans first.
Is that
and that
what
is
we get with the
will
H-1 visas?
in the 119th Congress.
Will you? Wait until Elon Musk fires you, right? Wait until the Department of Government Efficiency gets a hold of you maggots, right? But the fact is, that's the other thing that corporate media drives me nuts with, because they talk about this Department of Government, Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. It's not a department. It's two assholes. That's not a department. It has to be created by Congress, but, Pisha, the technicalities.
We have a mandate, and that was shown in the election cycle.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have a mandate. You won with less votes than you did last time, and that's the fault of the Democrats, of course, because Democrats stayed home. Thanks to the fact that Democrats are weak-ass, too. But they're weak-ass in another way, in a very frustrating way. They let the Democrats let the Republicans walk on them. And that's the other thing I said to the person on Hakeem Jeffries who answered the call when I called Hakeem Jeffries' office was also, how many times has somebody got to call you outside your name until you look like a beaten dog? Will Hakeem Jeffries ever say something about the fact that these goddamn Republicans we'll never call them by their name? They say Democrat Party. They never say Democratic Party. And I said, and what we say on the show, and that's why I say Republican Party, because the fact is, I challenge any Democrat who gets on the corporate media to let a couple of Republican parties just slip that into the conversation, and let me know whether the corporate media pundit or the Republican that perhaps you're on the panel with, let me know if they allow that. How many times you could say Republican Party until they correct you. It's the truth. What do you think? How long do you think it would be until some pundit on or host on one of these political talk shows would stop Hakeem Jeffries or whoever the Democrat might be and say, why are you saying Republican Party? It's not the Republican Party. But they allow it. When I saw right after this speech, Uncle Byron Donalds was on being interviewed, and he's talking about the Democrat Party, and no one ever batted an eye. Because, all the Democrats have to do is take that and use it as an example of the Republican immaturity and just how not ready to govern like adults they are, and how not interested in governing like adults they are. And then you get to the point where every time they say it, they don't disparage the Democratic Party, they disparage themselves. They look like idiots. But if you don't point it out, you look like the beaten dog. How many times? It's the truth. How many times would you, if you were in company and some asshole was calling you other than your name to be a little whiny little baby bitch, and you just stood there without correcting it, and everyone else just stood there and didn't correct it? Don't you look like, you're a doormat. You look like, okay, walk on me. I find that absolutely it's just like repugnant. And the Democrats is so frustrating because what do you think? You cannot leave anything on the table. You can't leave it to the American people to be like, oh, well, that's just so babyish. You got to point it out. Same thing with this stupid prayer. Same thing with every lie that comes out of this monster's mouth. Oh, he's such a religious man. He's so holy. He won't touch his penis. He won't touch his own penis for pleasure. That's how holy he is, because his sky spook says, in all the mysteries of the universe, don't worry about treating people decently. Don't worry about feeding the hungry or housing the homeless or, being good to people or ensuring that no one has to needlessly die without health care. Don't touch your penis, your own penis, for pleasure. That's what his big sky spook is worried about, is concentrated on. And certainly make sure your 17 or 18-year-old son doesn't. Don't let him touch his penis for pleasure. God wouldn't like it. The big sky spook won't like it. He's cool with hunger, homelessness. He's cool with a big goddamn baboon calling people horse faces, and that's what he's cool. He's cool with rape, sexual assault, lies, fraud, sending a mob to the Capitol to defecate and urinate in the halls, beat cops. He's cool with that. He just don't want you to touch your penis. Don't touch your penis without your wife present. Let your wife touch it. Just as God intended.
The people want an America First agenda. They do.
Well, yeah, they do, but you won't give it to them because Elon Musk was born in South Africa. He doesn't give a shit. He may hold American citizenship. That's just a technicality. This parasite knows no borders, just like COVID. COVID didn't know any borders either. Neither did the guinea worm. That's Elon Musk. What does he know? He doesn't give a shit. He waves the flag so to distract the idiots who cheer him while he's stripping them of their lifelines, while he's trying to steal their jobs from them. Oh, government efficiency. Go fuck yourself, you disgusting parasite. I mean, no one points out how that's all he is. He's nothing but a parasite. He's the richest asshole on earth. Does anybody want, these conservatives, will they ever see the light? How anathema to humanity it is to have a billionaire. One, who's set to be a trillionaire. We don't need billionaires. We don't need trillionaires. And I don't know why you're cheering them. They are the sign that everything is wrong. They're the sign of a broken system.
Sadly, for the past 4 years of divided government, too many politicians in Washington have done the opposite.
Fuck you, right? It is late now, so I can curse. But, come on. This is how we know. I mean, they have no interest in, bipartisanship. Bipartisanship is for Democrats, not Republicans. No way. But here we go with the filthy lies. It's unbelievable. Wait, something's wrong with my mouse here. I can't get it to move. Move, mouse, move.
Open borders and overregulation have destroyed our...
Eat my white Irish ass. Open borders and overregulation. Fuck you. There's no open borders. We could have had an immigration bill written by a conservative until your master, the goddamn orange kabuki bitch, got in the way. And overregulation. I can't, I wish these assholes would move to North Korea already. No regulation there, right? On your free enterprise. Go eat some unregulated food. Drink that unregulated water. Ride in your unregulated vehicles, right? I mean, that's what they're asking for. How many people gotta blow up in Pintos again? Until these assholes will say, like, wow, maybe we need some regulations. But as we know, and even in the case of the Pinto, which was a car, for those who don't know, I mean, you can't just assume, but years ago, that was blowing up. And it was revealed from internal company memos that they deemed it less expensive to pay off the families of those who had blown up in their cars than it would be to fix the cars so it wouldn't blow up. So they decided to go with the first option. Just pay off the people who blowed up. But yeah, that's over-regulation, I guess. And that's how babyish these Republicans are. Because you know what? Guess what? Remember last time that monster squatted in the White House? Hey! God damn it, Buddha. Did you hear her? She's complaining. She's biting the wires. No wires biting. Okay? Mwah, mwah. Get out of here. Get out of here, kid. You bother me. She's done enough destruction in one day. But what was I saying? Oh yes, last time the con man squatted in the White House despite receiving fewer votes. The last time, He said that for every regulation that you pass, you must take 2 regulations away. Because that's how you run a government, right? That's how adults run things. You got to take 2 away. Because they're a baby. It's just an equal zero-sum game. Regulations are bad. You want 1, you got to take 2. Well, guess what now? Now, if you pass a regulation, this is what he's saying, you have to take 10 regulations away. 10. It's a 10-to-1 deal. No, because regulation's bad. I wish these fuckers would fuck off to the woods already. No regulations. We'll give you a big chunk of the woods, and you can have your shitty, backward ass, whatever, non-society. No regulations. Nothing holding you back by your bootstraps. But no, you can't do that. Because they want all the benefits of civilization. Like Elon Musk. He will never fuck off to the woods. Because he wants to suck on humanity like a parasite sucks on a host. And how much longer are we going to let him do it? That's what I wonder. But so I guess it's sort of like I'm baffled by the whole thing. Just like I'm baffled by how much longer will we let them call us Democrat Party without saying anything. I don't know.
Cities and stifled innovation. Inflation and weak leadership have left Americans poorer.
How dare you? You see, that's the graciousness of the Republicans, right? That's how it has to, how we have to roll now, right? This is what you get when you extend a hand across the aisle to the Republicans. You pull back a bone. Weak leadership. Because we keep hearing every time a Democrat's in office, it's weak. Remember how Obama led from behind? That was their thing then. Oh, he's not a leader. He leads from behind. Bullshit. Of course, but lead from behind. There's nobody who leads from behind more than Traitor Trump. He leads from Elon Musk's behind. Leads from behind? He's not even a leader. He's just a baby. He's just a baby, a little baby that has to be managed. And everybody in the world with a half a brain cell knows how to manage him. Just flatter him. Fawn over him. Tell him what a wonderful man he is. Tell him how smart and handsome and tall he is. What do you think? Putin laughs at him. Laughs. They know what a bitch he is. He's a bitch that goes on Twitter. Back in the day, he went on Twitter and said, "Can Putin be my best friend?" Yeah, that's weak leadership right there. Weak. I hate these people. I really do. Because that's what you get when you are gracious to Republicans. You don't get it in return. You never do. He goes right back into the same old script. Oops, I hit the wrong. Weak leadership.
President Trump, this Congress will give our border and immigration enforcement agents the resources that they need to do their job.
How dare you? And they had the immigration bill that was written, and Biden was set to sign it until the orange kabuki bitch said no. So, of course, we're living in bizarro world, though, right? That's where the speech was written. That's where the speech, has merit and value, and in their reality. It's open borders, weak leadership. See, they don't have to worry about reality. Remember when Biden was in office and he was in Normandy for the anniversary of D-Day, and there was a show with parachute people, whatever you call them, parachute. Hold on a second. Here's the end of the show, but we're gonna finish this show. And we will win. Because we're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News. Thank you, everyone in the chat. And JD and Elise for your super chats. Oh, and Jim, excuse me. JD. And JD from England for keeping it real. And patrons, patreon.com/TaraDevlin. We will win. And thank you, Poppy Champlin. Check out Poppy's show. All right, we will win. My name is Tara Devlin. See you soon. Okay, yeah, that's that. All right, what was I saying? Here, let's go.
We will secure the border. We will deport dangerous, criminal, illegal aliens, and finally finish building the border wall.
Finally, because you really got very far last time.
You said you'd work with us on that, Hakeem. I'm counting on it.
Funny.
After 4 years of high
guy.
inflation, we have a big agenda. We have a lot to do, and we can do it in a bipartisan fashion. We can.
4 years of high inflation. Now, the same graciousness that, of course, the Republicans always excuse Trader Trump for killing 1 million Americans and leaving America with the worst jobs record since Herbert Hoover. They always say, oh, the pandemic, that's COVID. That was because of COVID. But they don't have the same graciousness or perspective when it comes to inflation, which was a worldwide problem caused by the pandemic. And they all know it. But they count in the stupidity of the people who vote for them and watch Fox News, a channel that makes its viewers less informed than those who watch no news at all. That's what studies show. Not me saying that. Studies show it. And also hit with the largest fine in American history for lying to its viewers. Why, that's not the qualifier every time any Democrat mentions Fox News. I don't understand it either. Why they don't point that out. And the influencers, the right-wing influencers, literally funded by the Kremlin. Why don't they point that out to tell the American people? Because, they need to hear the reality in between the fiction coming out of the right-wing's mouth, coming out of this good Christian's mouth over here.
Fight high inflation, and we must. We'll give relief to Americans, and we'll extend the Trump tax cuts,
which benefited the 1%, 88% of which went to the top. We will extend these tax cuts that made income disparity and upward mobility worse and added to the $8 trillion to the deficit that we all pretend to care so much about. Oh, so much spending, out of control. I'm so sick of these people. But I'm worse than that. I'm sick of letting them get away with the lies. How come I know this? I do this podcast, this little podcast show. And I know these things off the top of my head. But we don't get that on media, regular corporate media. We don't even see, it would be different if the Democrats said it. If the Democrats made a stink about it whenever they went on the media, when they went on the bigger shows and whatnot. What's stopping them? It's unbelievable.
We're going to protect our industries from one-sided trade deals, and we're going to bring overseas investments back to America's shores.
And that's what Biden did.
That's right.
Manufacturing's up. We're building factories in America again. We're finally making chips in the country. We're fixing the infrastructure in red states that Republicans let crumble. This is the reality of the situation. And Joe Biden's leaving office with a record job growth, unlike Trader Trump, who left office with the worst jobs growth. And, he was handed a shit show, Joe Biden, unlike Trump, who was handed a goddamn economy on the rise. It's just, give me a break here. And that's why, they say, oh, we have a mandate, that Trump won in a mandate, and the American people want this and all this. He won. He didn't win a mandate, for fuck's sake. But they keep repeating it. Because you know why? Because they understand how the game is played. Unlike Democrats, who will never stick to a talking point, who will never have truth. When they have the truth on their side, but they will never just repeat it and repeat. Just repeat it, God damn it. Repeat it all the time. When Republicans talk about the economy, say, well, historically, Democrats have done better for the economy for over 100 years. We have the metrics and the math to back it up. Historically, Republicans destroy everything they touch. But no, we have to talk about how bipartisan we are and how we're going to work with Trump. And in fact, I did a video for the Political Voices Network that, that's another thing I should tell you about, but we'll talk about it later. I'm going to be doing videos for them, which is good. But about this Tom Suozzi New Year's Day op-ed. And guess what? Tom Suozzi, he's what he calls himself a common sense Democrat. I call him, go corporate Dem, and that's what he is. He takes money from corporations. 65% of his funding for his campaign last time came from PACs, from these PACs that we don't even know, the dark money PACs. And he also took a lot of money from one of these right-wing billionaires but he's a Democrat, he says. And his advice to the to the Democratic Party is that the thing we need to do is be more like Republicans, that we have to be less progressive. That's their only advice ever. Don't be progressive, even though America is a progressive experiment, and that the New Deal and FDR's New Deal is that people are still trying to F with it, obviously, but yet it's still keeping millions out of poverty. And the people, even Republicans were at the point where they're like, even though they want to destroy it, they position themselves as the champions of Social Security, when at the time it was, of course, it's communism. It's everything that it sucks. And God damn it, if it happens, it would be the death knell of freedom in America. That's what they said. Just like what they said about Medicare and Medicaid. Oh, remember Medicaid? Ronald Reagan? If we pass Medicare or Medicaid, that we will wake up in a country. One day our children will wake up in a country and we'll tell them about a country that used to be free or something like that. Give me a break. It's always, freedom. If you do anything for the American people, anything that helps the American people is you're making them less free. Anything that actually makes people free. See, that's what is the point of having a country? Of course, to Republicans, it's to make the rich richer. And that's because the rich fund them. And they're getting their money's worth, that's for sure. But really, freedom, it comes from each other. No one's going to the woods. We're in this together, so we make the rules. So we say, okay, we're in this together. We're a team. Guess what? Okay, you'll get to go to school, and you don't have to come out as an indentured servant to a bank. And if you get sick, you'll be able to go to the doctor without worrying about having to go on GoFundMe or bring your camera crew to your chemo so you can make a viral video. Well, you hope it goes viral. And, this is my dream, of course. This is not what's happening in America. But Social Security, that is a key to freedom for many people. And this is what it's all about. Not about the freedom to what? Misgender somebody, the freedom to not give a shit about anybody but yourself. That's what they're talking about. But that's not freedom. That's not freedom at all. It's nothing but selfishness. And they're looking for the oldest, I think it was John Kenneth Galbraith who said that the conservative is engaged in mankind's oldest exercise, the search for the superior moral justification for selfishness. Was that Galbraith? It's a famous quote. But
we'll defeat the harmful effects of inflation and we'll make life affordable again for America's hardworking people.
They can buy apples that they could already buy.
As leaders of a nation with vast natural resources that God has blessed us with, it is our duty to restore America's energy dominance.
Hey,
dominance.
Bitch.
And that's what we'll do.
Dominance. Dominance. Try not to touch your pee-pee. Your son's app might go off. Of course, they're talking about dragging us back to be just oil dependence. While the world moves on from fossil fuels, they're strapping us. They're locking us into it. Oh, and that's, I think I was saying, the mandate. They talk about electric vehicle There's no mandate, but they keep repeating it. So, of course, morons believe it.
We have to apply common sense. We have to stop the attacks on liquefied natural gas. Pass legislation to eliminate the Green New Deal. That funding.
There is no Green New Deal. That's the other thing. Oh, I'm sorry to scream in your ear. There is no Green New Deal. It's a set of ideas. It's like they talk about this all the time. Like they talk about defunding the police. There's no one defunds the police but Republicans, right? They hate the FBI. They want to defund the Department of Justice. But there's no Green New Deal. It's an idea. It didn't pass. It's a set of ideas. And as far as, it's the same thing with what they're talking about with defund the police. They keep repeating it as if it's a thing. And it's not. In fact, Democrats fund the police at a higher rate than the Republicans. And that we certainly don't go after the FBI either. Or the Justice Department. We actually want the Justice Department to do its thing and go after criminals like Traitor Trump, the convicted felon. Incredible. Let's clap about something that doesn't exist.
We're going to expedite new drilling permits. We're going to save the jobs of our auto manufacturers, and we're going to do that by ending the ridiculous EV mandates.
There's no EV mandate. But, of course, once again, did anyone hear that on the corporate media? There is no EV mandate. You know what a mandate is? I'm asking Republicans. It means you got to do something. There's some tax credits, right? Because we want to make the world better. We don't want to burn. We don't want to leave a shit world for future generations. Well, Republicans do because Trump does too because that's what he says. He won't be around. So what does he give a shit? Incredible. I mean, it's like the Green New Deal does not exist. It is just a what you call a policy document. It's a set of proposals. But they act like it does. They talk about it all the time on Fox News. We got to end this Green New Deal. I wish it fucking existed. Oh, God, it's so tedious how they are they really are Johnny on the spot for all the fake problems America faces. that aren't even problems. They just make shit up. Must be very interesting. Well, it must be nice to live in this fantasy land, right? Where they don't have to do any work, actually, except lick a con man's ass. They can just make shit up and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And ask for funding. You know, how many times, well, let's see if he sends out an email, a fundraising email. Help me stop the Green New Deal. Let's get rid of these EV mandates that don't exist. Jesus Christ, on a bike. These people are sick. And I wish he was as dedicated to Jesus as he purports to be. I mean, he's got a real sick version of Jesus. The Jesus he worships is very, very demented. It's just some, he's a closet case. All he cares about is you touching your pee-pee in your own, in the privacy of your own home. Touch your fucking pee-pee. Who cares? He thinks that Jesus gives a shit about that. Cares more about that than feeding the homeless or hungry or whatever. Or maybe cares more about that than leaving the world better than he found it. Maybe Jesus doesn't want you turning Mother Earth into like some cesspit for your corporate waste and your shit. But, okay. You didn't touch your pee-pee in the privacy of your own home. Okay. Good for you. The mansion in heaven is yours. We know things that don't already exist. Yay.
And as heirs to the American Revolution and the descendants of patriots who defied tyranny, in the coming months, we are going to pass legislation to roll back the totalitarian fourth branch of government known as the administrative state.
Fuck you. What he's talking about is democracy, right there. That's Project 2025. The totalitarian fourth branch of government. Here we go. He's setting up, he just signaled it. They're all on board with this Project 2025. The administrative state. See, what these pricks, these monsters, these fascists do is they're targeting the nonpartisan bureaucracy that is a staple of every stable democracy. It has to exist in a stable democracy. And what they're doing, what he's setting up, is destroying that bureaucracy and turning it into another branch of Traitor Trump's loyalist fascist government, loyalist lickspittles, which is not democracy. It's not freedom. And on top of it, it's exactly what the Nazis did. It's exactly what happens in every authoritarian state. That's why when he goes, the totalitarian administrative state, so we've been living under totalitarianism all these years. Who knew? Who knew? When we were living in the past 250 years, really, we've been in a totalitarian state with this nonpartisan, unelected bureaucracy. Like that's the sin. We shouldn't have unelected bureaucrats because everybody should be elected, meaning everyone should be loyal to the king. And then all you got to do is call it totalitarianism, and the fucking dumbasses nod their heads without a clue. And nobody will give them a clue. Except me and others like me doing this work. But, I'm just a little Tarabuster show over here. And it's... No one will say, you hear this on the corporate media, that they'll say, well, that's a page out of the fascist playbook. It's exactly what the Nazis did. They fired everybody that wasn't a Nazi. You had to be in their Nazi party to have a job. There was a purge, and it was all about doing what the Fuhrer wanted. I mean, hey, they had a mandate, didn't they? Jesus. Look at him. Standing ovation for that one. Pricks. Traitors. Monsters. Traitors. Backward ass traitors. Exactly. And JD on the chat says, so short-sighted, clinging to fossil fuels. Exactly. Well, talk about setting us up for failure. The whole world keeps evolving, but we're going to be on gas guzzlers? Why? Because it makes their benefactors rich. Unreal.
We're going to drastically cut back the size and scope of government. We're going to return the power back to the people.
Oh, yeah, we are. Whatever that means, it means
And
Elon Musk gets to say what we do. We're going to turn it back to the people like Elon Musk.
coordination with President Trump and his administration, we are going to create a leaner, faster, and more efficient federal workforce. We need to do that.
Oh, and you know what that means? You're fired. Dum-dums, maggots. I'm not talking to you guys. The maggots. You're fired, maggots. Wait, I just accidentally closed the goddamn YouTube page. Damn it. My YouTube. I hope I didn't shut down the show. Damn it. I hate when I do things like that. I hate when I screw myself like that. Okay, I'm back. But am I back? No, I'm not. I'm watching the... I'm not watching the chat. I can't see the chat. In fact, come on. I hate... Oh, it's been one of those days. It's been one of those lifetimes. It's going to be one of those decades. And the next 4 years, Jesus Christ, it's going to be one of them. Right? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Oh, here I am. I'm back. No, what I did was I closed the YouTube thing and I couldn't see any of the chat anymore or even see if I was recording or if it was going out. All right, whatever. I'm sorry.
Our people do not deserve to be ruled by millions of bureaucrats they've never voted for, never met, and can never hold accountable.
Really? No, you hold... Yeah, I mean, it's like, who hold accountable? The bureaucrats aren't... They're doing things like they're pushing the papers. They're the people that you reach when you call the IRS. They're the people that keep the machine going. The machinery, this big ship of state. It has nothing to do with politics. They do their jobs every day, regardless of who's in office. And that's what makes the country a free democracy. Because it doesn't matter who's in office. Things change. Administrations change. But we still have the foundation in place. And it's not, they're not, what are they doing? They're not making them, you make the laws. The legislature makes the laws. The fucking baboon signs it. And the bureaucracy carries it out, regardless of who's in office. That's part of freedom. As everyone is known who has a functioning democracy, it shouldn't depend on what political party you're loyal to. Fuck you. Oh, unelected bureaucrat. Everything is like turned around and manipulated and gaslit. Oh, unelected. Well, you should just elect everybody, right? Everybody should. Why not have everyone, like in the Nazi state, just make everybody a Nazi. Make sure they're in the party. That's what they're talking about. Make no mistake, and no one will point it out in the mainstream media, which makes me fucking sick.
They deserve a government that is led by those they've elected to lead. That is how Article 1 is supposed to work. That was the idea of the Congress.
No,
and we
bitch.
will return to...
No, bitch. You're lying again. That's it. Exactly. Jim on the chat says they hate all the good things about the USA. Absolutely. Everything that makes America free and fair. That's what they hate. Everything that helps people, that makes Americans have a decent life, that helps the American. Like they think that working people, these idiot working maggots, think that they have a free or they have a middle class life if they do, because a fucking billionaire like Elon Musk felt like giving it to them. Bullshit. It came from government policy. Our representatives promoting the general welfare over the welfare of their big moneyed benefactors. That's how it comes. And it came through policy that said, you got to treat people like this. You got to pay them a living wage. You got to have decent working conditions, 8-hour workday. You got to give them a weekend. All of those things are policy. They didn't come by accident. And these fuckers hate it. They hate everything that makes America great. Because they think, the idiots who vote for them think that these things happened by osmosis, I suppose. Just like how when they turn on their tap, there's no parasites in their morning coffee because it's been regulated to a standard. Or when they live in their buildings, it doesn't fall down on their fucking stupid heads because it's been built to a standard with standard materials that has to be inspected. But they fucking think all that shit is, that's what's the problem. I hate them. Why don't they go the fuck to the woods already? Go to the woods. God, the woods. I might have to go to the woods.
Principle. The American people have called on us to reject business as usual and throw out the status quo. We must and we will heed their call.
Whatever. You sound very adamant about that.
This is especially important as it comes to our nation's military. For too long, the Washington establishment has sought to appease and accommodate our nation's adversaries. They've tried to replace our military warriors with social justice warriors.
Fuck you.
It does not work.
Who's never worn a fucking uniform. What he's talking about is, of course, teaching DEI. That's what he's saying. Social justice warriors. That's not the military. He has no fucking clue. But they want to do everything to make sure that if you're in a minority, you better know your place. That's it. That's what he's talking about. When I was in the service, they had a different learning, different classes. You had to take classes. And where they told you, don't be a racist. Whoopee fucking doopy. Oh, I was so triggered by it. And they want to get rid of that. But with social justice warriors, that's not what anything is about. But they do want you to think for yourself, too. They don't need you to be a fucking automaton. Except Republicans do. They don't know, because they have no clue about what is actually strong and decent and why Americans would, why anybody would like this country. They have no idea. You think they like Trump? You think the outside world looks at Trump as like, wow, he's the best. No, they think he's a fucking baboon, like more than half of us do here. And when they say, of course, they have a mandate, of course they don't have a mandate, because only 66% of the voting population came out, and half of that voted for Harris, just a little bit under 1%, unfortunately. So that's with my math, that's like 30-something%. That's 35% around there. It's not half. Jeez.
And while we're still the most powerful fighting force in the history of the world, by God's
grace. Thank you for saying that. It's by God's grace, not by all that DEI shit. Is that why? Oh, see, because the DEI didn't make us weaker. We're still the strongest. Oh, we're only the strongest by God's grace, by the sky spook's grace. I guess all that time he's not monitoring you touching your pee-pee because you're not doing it. He could focus on making America's military great and strong, the strongest in the world by God's grace, in spite of teaching DEI, in spite of telling new recruits and soldiers in basic training, don't be racist. Fucking stupid bastards. I hate these people. Oh, by God's grace. It's not by the fact that it's just so bizarre. How could we be the strongest military on earth and also teach DEI in the military? How could you make a soldier sit through a DEI presentation when and then we're still the strongest? How is this even possible? But it's by God's grace. Yes, and diversity, especially because the military there's a lot of people with darker pigment there, but you don't want them to get too uppity. And of course, you don't want the poor little white people who to be canceled or anything when they come in with their Nazi tattoos and shit. But that's because that's a bar for entry in the military. You can't be a racist. You can't be a part of a racist group like the KKK or Nazis. You can't have any kind of Nazi tattoos or anything. But Republicans are coming for that too. They like it. They want Nazis in.
The same establishment has eroded the capacities of our Army and Navy and diminished the readiness of our Air Force.
You're so full
We
of
have
shit.
to put an end to this madness.
What are you talking about, you lying dog?
My friends and my
Madness.
colleagues, I think we should all unite in this idea. It is time now to reinstate fear in our enemies, refocus our mission on lethality, and realign our commitment.
What do you think we were doing, asshole? Playing tiddlywinks? No, we're going to sit around being social justice warriors. I never had any kind of lessons in that. But it doesn't matter. Reality doesn't matter. That's the point.
Peace through strength, right now.
Oh my God, you whiny liar.
We have to prioritize the things that matter most. We have to make adequate investments in defense. This is the most dangerous moment since World War II, and everyone around the world is looking to America and looking to this body to ensure that we maintain the peace.
Whatever.
What we're proposing now is just simply, as President Trump likes to say, a return to common sense.
Get at it.
And he's exactly
so common
right.
Sense.
That message resonated across the country. I am very thankful, personally, that this body is filled with men and women who are committed to that change, to return to common sense.
I can tell
we
by
can
your
do this together.
inflections.
We should. It is our responsibility to do so.
Wow,
When I
is.
first took this gavel, many of you heard...
But I guess it's not your responsibility not to lie to people's faces. And I might have skipped over the part, but that's okay, where he was saying, this is the greatest country, we ended slavery, we gave women the right to vote. I mean, all these things that progressives fought for in spite of conservative opposition. He's touting as the best things that ever happened to this country. A country that is a progressive experiment. Never forget it. This country was founded as a progressive experiment in the liberal age of enlightenment, where people whispered about we can have a country, a government of, by, and for the people, not the king and the aristocracy. And all these things that Republicans now tout as the best things about America, the greatest. America's so great. They're not. What is he talking about? Does he talk about how this is the country where they tried to stop integration in the military? They tried. This is the country that pulled the troops out of the South and then engaged in a decades-long operation of domestic terrorism against the freed people who are formerly enslaved, because we couldn't have them vote. This is the country that had white and black water fountains. Right? This is the country where there was a black service member that came home from World War II and was beaten on a bus, because he was too damn uppity. But, he had seen life overseas. And one of the things that they were told was that, the black people, it's a little bit concerning because we don't want them to get too used to being able to drink out of the same water fountains and stuff. But they don't talk about that. All the conservative things that they should be proud of, right? This is the country, why don't you talk about how that blocked Muslims from coming in? Why don't you talk about that? That's your goddamn dear leader did that. No, he talks about this is the country that gave women the right to vote. Well, everybody gave women the right to vote. We just took a lot longer, and it didn't come because right wingers or conservatives, I should say, were feeling generous. It came because progressives fought, bled, and died for it. And how about this is the country that freed the slaves? And after a filthy civil war that conservatives tried to separate from the country because they couldn't own their human property anymore. That's your conservative heroes, right? That's your conservative history, your heritage, I should say. Why are you talking about this is the country that freed the slaves, did these progressive things when you're such a conservative? Let me have some conservative, milestones or whatnot. But you see what happens? They are happy to jump on to the bandwagon, the progress, the successes that liberals make possible, and take credit, call them their own. But you better believe if we were living in a different time, what do you think? You think Mike Johnson would be on not just the side of the revolution, I'm talking about in the Civil War. What side would he be on? Would he be on the side of the enslaved? Right? Or would he be so progressive? I doubt it. What about women having the right to vote? Are you kidding me? Where would Johnson be on that pivotal issue at the time? You think he would support women's right to vote? Fuck that. No way. He would point to his Bible. Love, honor, and obey. Remember? That was in the marriage vows. You got to obey your husband. It says it right in the Bible that women had to obey. That the man is the head of the household. Man, just like God is the head of everybody, and then comes your husband. What do you think? You think Johnson would be all for the women's suffrage? Get the fuck out of here. But you see, this is what I'm talking about. These are the same people. They also take credit for all Biden's successes and Democratic successes. They're like, oh, Trump's The wages went up under Trump. Yeah, because blue states were passing $15 minimum wage laws in spite of Republican opposition. Yeah, that's why wages went up, in spite of them.
Each day of his 8 years of the presidency and every day thereafter until his death.
Here we go. This is the here.
10. And then I was asked to provide a prayer for the nation.
Okay, he's talking about, he went to this prayer thing.
This morning in the 119th Congress Interfaith Prayer Service. It was held at St. Peter's Catholic Church. Many of you were there. It was an ecumenical service and a bipartisan service, which was great. My good friend Hakeem Jeffries began by reading with the Old Testament. He read out of Deuteronomy 10.
I wonder if he said
Democrat Party. And then I was asked to provide a prayer for the nation. I offered one that is quite...
It's incredible. So Hakeem Jeffries read something out of the actual Bible they all pretend to love. So then Johnson, he was asked to provide something too, a prayer. So he pulled out one of his spurious, fake-ass quotes.
Familiar to historians and probably many of us.
No.
It's said right here in the program.
No, it's not familiar. Which is why they have no shame, right? This fake Christian, this so-called good Christian, it's got no shame.
He read out of Deuteronomy 10, and then I was asked to provide a prayer for the nation. I offered one that is quite familiar to historians and probably many of us.
It's only familiar to historians in the way that it's a fake-ass quote, and they're probably sick of having to slap it down and say, no, this is a fake quote. Thomas Jefferson never said this, but here we go. And not only did he say it in front of the nation and right into the congressional record, he also said it at that church service earlier in the day, and no one had the balls to fact check him or say to him, look, honey, that's a fake ass quote. Bitch, can't you find something that's not a fake ass quote? You should be embarrassed about that. You're going to be the Speaker of the House. You should be embarrassed to spread such fake news. But it's a goddamn case in point of how everything we've been saying tonight. They hate this country. They do not like this country. If you had respect for the country, if you loved your country, why must you make shit up about it all the time? You would simply embrace what it is and who you are. The actual history, the actual truth, the actual words that come out of the founders' mouths. You wouldn't have to put your fucking words in their mouth. Because that's what he's doing. Don't put your words in somebody else's mouth and then use it as a justification to turn that country, that government that they fought a revolution to create and entrust to us, and use your fake words as a justification to tearing that government down. That's what he's doing. And it's goddamn repugnant. It's unconscionable. And nobody calls it out except me and others like me in our little liberal podcast world. Why? Why does it? Why? I don't understand. Ugh. And it's infuriating. And we all should be infuriated because it's insulting. It's insulting our intelligence. It insults our humanity. It insults our everything. It insults everyone who ever fought, bled, and died for this country. It's a goddamn insult for him to... He's not a freaking patriot. Just by the mere fact of what he does. This slippery snake-like behavior. Oh, this is something that Thomas Jefferson read every single day. He read it, I swear, cross my heart and hope to die. And that means we should destroy the very thing that Thomas Jefferson fought for, created,
It's said right here in the program, it says right under my name, it is said each day of his 8 years of the presidency and every day thereafter until his death,
See, it says
President
it right
Thomas
here.
Jefferson recited this prayer.
No, he didn't.
I wanted to share it with you here at the end of my remarks,
Unreal.
not as a prayer per se right now, but as really as a reminder of what our third president and the primary author of the Declaration of Independence thought was so important that it should be a daily recitation.
No.
Let me just read you that prayer. It goes like this. Thomas Jefferson's Prayer for the Nation, it's entitled.
It's
Almighty
not true.
God, who has given us this good land for our heritage, we humbly beseech thee that we may always prove ourselves a people mindful of thy favor and glad to do thy will. Bless our land with honorable ministry, sound learning, and pure manners.
As soon as I read, I didn't know this was a fake quote. As soon as he opened his mouth, about 3 words in, I was like, this is not Thomas Jefferson. This doesn't sound like Thomas Jefferson at all. And I'm not a Thomas Jefferson scholar, but I know a little bit, enough to know that he never said shit like this. Thy and they and also, please, Jesus, Lord, and God, our No, that's not him. He was a staunch advocate for the separation of church and state. Because they lived in a world where church and state were intertwined. Why the hell would they fight a revolution and overthrow a king in an aristocracy that was intertwined, where the government was intertwined with the religious authority, and simply to recreate one here? There would be no reason. So it's absolutely not what happened. Jesus Christ, thy then and thune and thine will be done. Oh God, Lordy, 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 I love you, God, and thank you for America. Thank you for the stars and the bars, and the eagles and the slaves, and especially my girl, Sally Heming, right? Sally Heming, right? That's her name. Unbelievable, but not. What's unbelievable is the complete malpractice of the fourth estate in this country, that they let these Republicans get away with this shit. You know, they get away with the litany of lies. No wonder we're getting ready to swear the baboon in. He's going to take another fake oath that he'll never abide by, and the corporate media just be like, wow, whoa, another day at the... But they'll continue to let them get away with all their lies. But this is a big one. Could you imagine? Let's play the game. God damn it. This is another, it just hit me again. Like, would they sit silently if Joe Biden made up a effing quote and read it on at the State of the Union, let's say? Just made up a quote, a fake ass quote. Or Obama. What do you think the media would say? Don't you think they point it out? They go on and on and on about it. And then it would be, they do a poll about it. And then they would get the panel in. And they would discuss it. And they discuss the poll.
Save us from violence, discord, and confusion, from pride and arrogance, and from every evil way. Defend our liberties and fashion into one united people the multitude brought hither out of many kindreds and tongues.
You never talk
Endow
like that.
with thy spirit of wisdom those whom in thy name we entrust the authority of government, that there may be justice and peace at home, and that through obedience to thy law we may show forth thy praise among the nations of the earth.
Thy praise. The guy
in time of prosperity.
The guy who rewrote the Bible. Okay? He took out all the miracles. He didn't believe in the bullshit. And he rewrote the Bible. He he put that all on the shelf. He was like they and thine and thone and thine and we and God. God bless you for giving us all. God, thanks a lot, God, for giving us this country. And we got to be God-like. We're going to be like God. We're going to be God. We're going to give God. We're going to put God everywhere up your wazoo. Just like the king did. And then if anybody challenges us, we're going to say, well, we're just doing God's will, like the king.
You fill our hearts with thankfulness, and in the day of trouble, suffer not our trust in thee to fail.
Give me a break.
Of which we...
Thomas Jefferson would fucking talk like that. Like think and dunk and ding and doki. Oh my God. It's so... he should be embarrassed, really. Yes, even, see, right out of, it only took me like a 20-second Google search. It's right on the Monticello website, the Thomas Jefferson Foundation. They verified, and they have it on their website because they're sick of it. They're sick of conservatives like Mike Johnson constantly using this fake-ass quote. But now, how many Americans, how many dumbasses are going to think that it's real, and we're never going to get rid of these fake quotes? It's so embarrassing. Get a real quote. Why can't you get a real quote? Right? And then these idiots put it on the program, and they said, look, it says it right here. It's right here, and it's a quote. It's right in print. I swear to God. And he's done it before, by the way. He is a master of the fake founders quotes. Not the fake fake quotes from the founders that he attributes to the founders, because he hates America. He's got to make up quotes about America that the founders never said. Yeah, the Monticello, the Thomas Jefferson Foundation and Monticello verified that the prayer is not authentic. It goes to its first appearance was from another Christian hypocrite who attributed it to Thomas Jefferson in 1928. That's when it first appeared in an Episcopal Book of Common Prayer. And whether did they attribute it to Thomas Jefferson? Let me see. Doesn't quite say at the time, or did that happen later on? It might have been the prayer appeared, and then these right-wingers gave it a fake Thomas Jefferson, made like he said it. Yes, it's another occasion where Johnson spreads a fake quote, but here, let's
through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Yeah.
Amen. That was
he never said that. Okay, that's why I had to end it. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, amen. Never. Not ever.
Thomas Jefferson's prayer. Back the size and scope of government.
Look at how he's so adamant about it. That was Thomas Jefferson's prayer. And I'm going to drop the mic. I swear to God, it is. It is.
Suffer not our trust in thee to fail, of which we ask through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. That was Thomas Jefferson's prayer.
No, it wasn't. I know you're very adamant about it. Your very cheesy inflections don't cover up the fact that it's not Thomas Jefferson's prayer as sincere as you pretend to sound. It's not. But he's also used this fake prayer, I'm sure you can imagine, numerous times. And let's see, what else has he spread? What other fake quotes? I have a list here. Well, Monticello says, we have no evidence that this prayer was ever written or delivered by Thomas Jefferson. And it's on the website. It didn't come up today on the website. It's been on the website because Republicans have a habit of doing things like this. So And the Monticello Society, they're kind of the experts on Thomas Jefferson. It says they put out a statement saying, not today, but in general. Ultimately, it seems unlikely that Jefferson would have composed or delivered a public prayer of this sort. He considered religion a private matter, and when asked to recommend a national day of fasting and prayer, he replied, "I consider the government of the U.S. as interdicted by the Constitution from intermeddling with religious institutions, their doctrines, their discipline, or their exercises." So he politely declined and said, no, I think America, this country, the government of the United States, should have nothing to do with intermeddling with religious institutions, their doctrines, their disciplines, or their exercises. Do you think that's a guy that would say, Jesus, Lord, Jesus Christ, amen, prayer for the country every single day? Unbelievable, though. Well, it is unbelievable. Why? I don't know. It's unbelievable. What's unbelievable is that he keeps getting away with it without anyone calling him out. Why don't they ask him about it? Why don't, when they have him on whatever show that he's going to be on, why doesn't somebody say, why do you read this spurious quote? Not even spurious, it's a fake-ass quote that the Thomas Jefferson Society, that Monticello, which is carrying the mantle of Thomas Jefferson, carrying his letters, his writings, his memory into today. Why don't you, these are the experts on Thomas Jefferson, not you, clearly, Johnson. Why don't they ask him on the corporate media? Why do you constantly use fake quotes? No one asks him. That's why they get, it's like the enabling of this is really unconscionable too. It's malpractice. It's media malpractice that they are allowed to get away with this. And yet it is a big deal. I mean, there's many things going on that suck, but this is emblematic of it all. They have to lie. They have to make things up. And a lot of people believe it because they want to. Because guess what? They don't like America either. They don't like that America is not a Christian nation, or was it founded as a Christian nation. That's why they always have to say, America was founded on Judeo-Christian values. Bullshit. America was founded on the values of the liberal age of enlightenment. That's the Judeo-Christian values at the time were, we must not rebel against the king, our natural Lord, who answers only to God himself. Unreal. Let me see. Where's the other one? Jesus Christ. After his initial election as Speaker in 2023, Johnson argued in his sermon at a Southern Baptist church that the United States is a Christian nation. However, he claimed the founders intended the U.S. to have a Christian government, and his evidence was this falsely, well, it included false quotes. One attributed to President John Quincy Adams, and another falsely attributed to Alexis de Tocqueville. See? Incredible. But they use that de Tocqueville, the fake de Tocqueville quote a lot, these Republicans. Let's see. Here's the fake quote. America is great because America is good. I'm sure you've heard this before. If America ever ceases to be good, she will cease to be great. Guess what? He never said that. But they always say that. They always use that quote. And Johnson says it a lot. America is great. As de Tocqueville said, and no, he never did. Why don't you just say it? Why do you have to pretend it came from Alexis de Tocqueville? Like you know even who the fuck he is, right? Is he a Christian? I doubt it. Is he a Bible thumper? Did he ever touch his pee-pee? I wonder. What else? The John Quincy Adams quote. Where? Let me see. Oh, well, whatever. Whatevers. I thought I had a list here of all the fake quotes. Let me see if I can find it. It's getting late. It doesn't matter. We didn't have a show on Wednesday, so. Quotes. Quotes. Fake quotes. Mike Johnson fake quotes. Let's see. Oh, well, it's not just Mike Johnson. Let me see. Let me ask it. Mike Johnson's. Let me see. Give me the fake quotes. Mike Johnson says or uses or spreads, uses. Let's see. Yes, a prayer right at the top of the list now. A prayer falsely attributed to Thomas Jefferson, which Johnson read during his acceptance remarks after being re-elected as Speaker of the House. He also falsely attributed a quote to President John Quincy Adams, used to argue that the founders intended U.S. to be a Christian nation. A quote, these are the fake ones I just said, incorrectly credited to de Tocqueville, used to support America as a Christian nation. A G.K. Chesterton quote claiming that the U.S. was founded on a creed, which Johnson uses in his initial acceptance speech and repeated later. Johnson also cited a quote, "Duty is ours, the results are God's," and attributes it to John Quincy Adams, but that's, of course, another fake quote. Oh, brother. Brother. All right. My eyes are getting bloodshot again. So let's meet back here. Stephen on the chat says, we're living in the future and none of this has happened yet. I wish. It's crazy. We're living in cuckoo land. No wonder we're all kooky. It's a cuckoo land. And it's really going to suck the next 4 years. I can't take it. I don't even know if I can stomach watching that baboon get sworn in. I don't think I will. I don't know. It's going to suck. We'll see. All right, I got to go to bed. I'm tired. Where are my cats? They're all sleeping. They've destroyed all my hard drives today. So they did enough damage. So they're taking a load off. Yes. We got a lot of work to do. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Become a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Also, thank you, Charlie from HBS Radio News. I wanted to say, well, I'll talk about it more later, but I'm going to be putting some videos up at the Political Voices Network. I'm going to be doing some videos for them. That's good. That'll hopefully help the show going and growing. That's pretty good. All right. And I'm tired. Yes, the producer and Boudica were here, but they left. No, there's no cats in the room here. There's no cats there. No one. They're gone. They're gone. They all went out without me. They took my car keys and they left. Oh, brother. All right, guys. Love you all. Share the show with your friends. Like and subscribe. Look, let's go small again. It's getting late. I'm tired. All right, my friends. Thank you, Poppy, for hanging out. Yeah, I won't be. I don't think I can watch that. I might be able to watch the clips, but the whole thing, no thanks. All right, my friends, I gotta go. My name is Tara Devlin. Thank you for hanging out. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Check out APS Radio News. Tell Charlie that Tara sent you. We stick together, we win. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jim, for your super chat and for being a moderator. And thank you, Elise, for your super chat. And thank you, everyone, for hanging out. And thank you, Poppy. My name is Tara Devlin, and I will see you during the week. Stay safe. Ah, what happened there? That's weird.